Hi. How's everybody doing today? It's your boy GRC. Sorry about that. It's your boy GRC. As you can see without me saying anything, guys. I got a little cabbage off the top, as us white boys say it. For all you other guys, if you want to know some white boy lingo, we call our hair cabbage. There's that. There's the alpha for the day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. But guys, I got Sam Stolt in the background in makeup. Producer Bullish all jazzed up today. I was just taking pictures at a church with my family. I felt absolutely odd, but it was nice seeing the kids run around. So it was a win-win. I got to take some pictures with my grandmother. So that's always nice. And I got to see some family members. So I'm going to switch to my stringer, as you can imagine, right before I put the music video on. Guys, if you could do me a favor right now and share this out for me, not for Sam, for me. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I didn't have any time to do all my posts. You know how I do all my posts every morning. I was doing the family stuff this morning. So I just said, you know what, I'll just let it go. And my OCD was kicking. I wanted to make my posts so bad, but I was like, I'm just not going to do it. Like, it's fine. I said, I'll give the guys some FOMO. That's what it is. I'll give them some FOMO. So guys, just share this out. Let everyone know we're going to be here for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're going to be talking about, what do you think? Absolutely mind-bending alpha and some fitness mind-bending alpha. And I saw Richard Hart was doing some fitness this morning. Like to check out his form, Sam. Maybe we can check out his form just for a funsie. Little start there. So if we could pull that up in the background, he just posted that on IG. He's got good form. The one thing about Richard, Richard, you don't really need to gain any more muscle mass, in my opinion, if you want to look sexy. I mean, if you just want to be strong and be able to beat people's heads off, then yeah. But I mean, his arms look good. His shoulders look good. I think he's 4 or 5 months away from an absolutely breakthrough transformation. If you hear me, Richard, we're talking about a breakthrough. Guys, it's your boy GRC. Let's play the music video. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to go study crypto.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and get me a check. He's gas up and got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Getting this back like a year ago.
What's good, bro?
Hey, it's it's a good life when you're just putting your pants on.
I'm buying the dip. How are you guys doing today, bro? My
I'm buying the dip. He loves it.
My sister's in town with her nephew, and hanging out with her nephew. He's 8 years old, smartest kid I know. And when she wanted to hang out with some of her friends last night, so she hung out with some of her friends, and I got to hang out with my nephew. So I forgot I had a sword and machete laying around my house. So given that that's something that I would have liked to do when I was 8 years old, we went outside and we just started slashing bottles. We went full DJing last night, and he had a blast. It was a great time. It was a fantastic time. But it sounded like you also had a good time with your family this morning. How'd that go?
So you know me, I couldn't stop thinking about these pictures all night because I'm so neurotic, and I couldn't just go with the flow. Of course, I couldn't just be like, "Hey, pictures tomorrow, 2 hours, no biggie." No, I stayed up all night thinking about how anxious I was not to be able to do the things I wanted to do in the morning. So I had to train myself. I even spoke to the Lord a little bit, not the Lord, but you know what I mean. Like I got in my zone, and I was like, dude, there's no reason. I deal with so many stressful things in my life that bother me none, and it's like the smallest things. My OCD gets the best of me. When I say OCD, I mean like my desire to have a structured life to the point where there's no wiggle room. I have trouble with the wiggle room.
When I quit working at the bank 3 years ago, like, and it was definitely something that I struggle with too, and it gets better with time, but that's just because I spend less time with other people and I just do my own thing more so. But instead of like, because that would bother me, where it'd be like, oh, this person wants to do something, but like I have shit that's more important to me to do, and they used to, like, kind of bother me, so to speak, or maybe feel anxious about it in some way. And as I've been able to progress along this journey for myself, I realized that like I'm the fucking person who's most important. I'm the fucking man. And so I just spend less time with more of those other people and do my own thing, right? Because that's going to be the most important thing. That's what's going to be allow me to grow the most. That is going to help everybody else the most.
Yeah, for you, because you're a man and a leader. That's your role in life, right? Like everyone, me and Sam kind of know our role, right? No one cares what we do as long as if we don't succeed, they'll just be like, "Oh, they fucked up." You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it'll just be like, so me and Sam, why do I act the way I do? Why do I see people partying every single weekend and it bothers me this much? Because I spend all that time sleeping and I spend all that time recovering, and I wake up absolutely locked and loaded in the morning, ready to show up for my family, show up for my friends, show up for my stream. I'm ready to show up at all times. All these guys, they're not ready to show up for nothing. It's just a sickening life when I look at these people, and it's like, I know they won't even answer my messages until they're up. And I'm not hating on them, dude. Like people, my OCD and my neurotic, egotistical ways of being make it impossible for me to put myself in a negative light. So I feel when I do those things, I will be a product of the failure of those things, and it'll be directly my fault.
If you're doing
well, if I don't succeed in all my goals.
Correct.
Yeah.
I literally, when I got together with my girlfriend, I was like, I enjoy working and I really need to do my own thing to be happy. So that means that if we're together and I want to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for periods of time, that's what I'm going to do, period. Like, you have to be okay with that. And I'm upfront and honest about it. You have to be okay with that. If I want to do that 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, because I'm doing my thing, I'm having fun, I'm making some gains, I'm being the man, I'm being the leader in my life, and the things that are important to me, that is going to allow me to be the man I need to be and the leader I need to be in the relationship with you.
Because you can be a good role model and shit when you're 60, you know what I mean? 70, when you're chilling out a bit and you're just like working out and doing your thing and trying to relax a little more, maybe have a hobby you like. Right now, we have to work to get to the point where we can be leaders and people. Like, I look up to Richard Hart. There's a couple other guys I look up to. I'd like to be in a position where people were impacted by me in the future too. It doesn't have to be crypto. It doesn't have to be anything. It could just be the way you are. It could be the way that you show up for your family every day, but you don't complain and you love it and it makes you feel alive. Like, if that's the way it is for you guys, I'm going to read some comments real quick.
Got a lot of people in the house today. Got a lot of good,
guys in the
awesome
house,
people.
guys. Thank you so much for being in here. Bob Lagai, good morning. I'm just going to run through some of these before we start talking. PVM, thank you so much for your support as always. KS, appreciate you. Hex Hoddle Steak, great to see you in here. Meltoni, thank you so much for all the updates and everything you do in the comments.
Oh, man. I didn't want to rip my shirt.
You're looking small. Johnny B94. I'm just kidding. Johnny B94. Good to see you, Bob. Hex Hoddle. Tracy, good morning. Great to see you. T-Bird, hope you're doing good. Graphene, great to see you in here. Don't know if I've seen you in here too often. Appreciate you. Hey, guys, the last couple of days I've been getting a lot of random people hitting me up that have no exposure to Hex, and they've seen the stream. So, Sam, I'm getting like DMs like, how do I purchase this thing? I saw your stream and I really liked it. And so I'm like, guys, we're punching through a little bit. I'm telling you, this is trendier than just like the Hexican, niche like streamers. Like I'm trying to punch right through that. I don't like the whole niche hold me back kind of shit. Like I want to be free. So
there's a comment here from AK. Sam, thanks for the real bodybuilding alpha on your channel. Every other YouTube bodybuilder influencer lies about being natty. You are absolutely correct, AK. There is so much. What's up? There's so much. I
don't lie either.
Yes. There's so many people out there in the fitness community that just utterly lie to people's faces to sell you garbage that doesn't work and that they don't even utilize to make some money, just like in crypto, where you have those people who sell out and promote some token or coin or BS of this, that, and the other thing. And really they're just getting paid on the back end and then they're dumping on everybody's fucking heads. Same thing happens in the fitness industry. People do that perpetually. And I was like, I can never be a part of this shit.
Can I bring something up about that?
Yes, sir.
So this is really important, guys. This is actually a huge point. When I introduced Sam to Richard Hart, I didn't have to worry about whether Sam was going to think, oh, he's got all these watches and shit. Because I know Sam's just not like, he's way smarter than that. So he's like, he's seen this game. He's seen every game. There's games people play. And it's clear when you hear Richard speak, if you know what honesty feels like in your heart. Because I'm telling you, most people do not. And so all these people that immediately attack me and immediately attack Richard and immediately attack you when we're being pretty blunt, you know, the guys that are extra emotional on Twitter, always freaking out, always ranting about nothing. It's because they're not emotionally controlled, okay? They have no emotional control over themselves. And what was the point we were making? Oh, yeah. When people act like that, it is it's almost like a math equation to me. Like I know who the person is on the other side. There's someone who doesn't research. There's someone who has a big mouth. There's someone who doesn't believe in themselves. Because those three things together, that means you're lying, right? Like you're lying. Why would I lie? Why would I sit here and tell you that I was in Hex since the day one? Because it would make me feel better about the way I present myself. But what you guys don't understand is that I've seen so many people with so much more than me, and I've dominated them so incredibly hard and in their faith. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not about the money, guys. I'm telling you, it seems like it is. Like Richard was mentioning something about a bus, and like when he was young, he got this like van, and he was like, I didn't know why girls didn't want to get in the van. And I do know what he was saying. It was a joke, but like at the same time, I have a car that's $1,000, and I guarantee your girl would love going on a date with me. Because it doesn't really matter. I just present myself as the person I truly believe I am.
This is 100% true, bro. I used to rent a house with 4 other dudes, and I had the basement. I was the 5th dude in there. I rented a basement, and it wasn't like a finished basement. This was a utter shithole. This was a trash bin. This is like you at one point get home and there's a SWAT team on the street because there's people getting shot. This is a bad area that I was in, and I got way more girls into the basement trash bin because you have to be authentic. You have like what you were saying with the car.
You have no idea. Like I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this to brag or anything, guys. I'm talking about experience so we can move forward faster. Okay, we're trying to move forward faster. I don't care about chicks that much anymore. One day, I hope I have a wonderful family and a woman that treats me nicely. And I treat her nicely. That's it. That's all I really want in my life. I can't do the sexcapades anymore because of, you know what I mean, Sam? And I
Yeah.
talked to you about this in length, right? Like I would talk to Sam when I was going through this shit, and it seemed all good, and he would always remind me, yeah, it's all good and fun and games, but like I'll catch you on the other side. He would never endorse it, right? He would just be like, good shit, like that's fun, haha. But I knew deep down it wasn't the way, right? And I learned that by doing it. I went in there, and guys, I was broke. And dude, if people knew, I was laying next to girls that were getting thousands of dollars sent to them from random dudes across the country all day long. And I was sitting there broke as this joke.
No, bro, the people don't even
Didn't
understand,
give a
dude.
rat's ass about what she was saying or what she was doing. Just as like, you're freaking weird. You're scamming all these people. Like, I'll talk to you later, I guess. Like, I didn't care. Like, I was just like, that's weird, but like, whatever. But I just want to be like, girls laugh at those guys while they hang out with guys like me because we don't give a shit about them. Because I have
Correct.
a lot of shit to do. And they know that. They're just like, he's a busy guy. He's got stuff to do. It has nothing to do with the actual money. Everyone knows I don't have a lot of money. I just told you I don't have a lot of money, period. End of story. You don't have to guess. You can look at my ether scan. It's not impressive.
Yeah, same. Same.
Yeah. So like,
It's
you
like,
guys want to joke, you want to pull games, like try to find a weakness in my game. You can't, because why? I never lie, because I know what position that puts me in. It puts me in the position where I have to switch jobs and cry and whine and complain and tweet about everyone. That's what it does. That's what lying does. It makes you have to abandon your old self because you have to keep up with the things. And then you're no longer your true God or self or whatever, like natural being of some sort.
you have to be compromised when you lie.
Exactly.
You compromise on, like, because you're not just like lying to GRC. You're not just lying to your wife or spouse or friends or whatever. Like, the real person that you're letting down is looking you in the mirror every day. And when you let that person down, do you think you're going to be confident when you can let yourself down because you're not being a real fucking man or woman? Right? It's pretty obvious. Like, you can look at people who lie all the time and they're letting themselves down, and it shows through. And maybe the PR version that they show on the internet is not what it is, right? Like, in reality, the PR version on the internet is one version. But when you actually look
Can I show
deeper
you, for
inside,
example, mine and what my real life looks like compared to what I post? No, seriously, I
yeah,
want to
you
show people
should.
like the reality of, because I do this. It's a way to leverage people's attention, guys. That's all it is. Okay. So you know me, I'm nuts and bolts guy. I don't care about this, that, the other line about this. I'm here to become more popular so I can do this instead of my other job. And I love this shit. So that's what I'm trying to do. So shut up.
Yes, yes. You're describing this. So I'm like, okay, cool. I have a duplex, and everybody's like, oh man, this guy's so cool. He's got a duplex and he lives for free. What people don't realize is that I live in a duplex with all of this much furniture in it because I'm not even spending money on furniture because I have other things that are higher priorities to me to do at this moment. And I don't have the money to put towards those right now. And this is like, people just don't even realize some of the stuff. And they think that it's something insane or crazy you need to do to be like, no, just be 100% authentic.
So for
Who gives
example,
a shit what anybody thinks? Doesn't matter.
Sam, I posted this gym picture with a friend of mine yesterday. She's just a friend, guys. She's not my girlfriend or anything like of those sorts. Everyone assumed all that, but it was, again, this was for attention. I did this for attention, okay? I want you to hear it again, guys. I did this for attention. It sounds nice when it's actually said properly instead of I did this for this. You know what most people would say, Sam? Why they did this post? This is what the average hex give it for pulse chain adoption. They would somehow say this was, and I said, no, this was about me flexing on everyone right in their face. That is exactly what this was about. Because
just be honest about that shit. Yeah, 100%.
It's fun. Can you see it?
No, we gotta add it. I just did the same thing on a Richard Hart post.
So, guys, I posted this picture yesterday. I asked my friend to come up to me. I said, "Hey, yeah, how you doing?" And she said, "Blah blah blah." We talked for a bit. I said, "You want to take a picture? I'm going to post it, but I won't tag you." And she was like, "Sure." And then I gave her my camera. I sat down and I took the picture. And then just something as small as this, guys. People, I bet you if you go over to any of those rich dudes in Hex that have Lamborghini videos, they won't have as much action on their Lamborghini videos as I have on this one. Why? And this is I'm talking nuts and bolts, guys. I'm not talking about me or the other people. Why? There's dudes that spent $1 million to make a video that got less clicks than this. Because why? Because this is real. This is me. I work out every single day. This is this girl. She works out every single day. We are both kind of good looking in this picture. So I just wanted to say, hey, I know this will get a lot of attention. I got my hair cut, so I wanted to say, hey guys, I got a haircut, and it absolutely blew up in seconds. And just saying you can add value, because what do people want, Sam, from me? They like to see what I'm doing sometimes too. Like people, when I have a YouTuber, I like to see what they're doing that I like. So guys, just remember, this is my opinion, by the way, and this is for all you guys out there that create content. K for K, I see you. Hey, great to see you, K for K. I'd love to do an episode with you. Because he's the technical guy. Hey, and you can come on, K for K, if you're bored, because we'll be talking I have pulse X questions for you if you ever do come on. So burn questions and stuff like that, because he's your guy. So just remember, what do I do, Sam, that's a little different than you, in your opinion, with the content? Not the stream. Put the stream out of it.
Well,
I love showing my personal life in just like nothing else sometimes. Like you're just like, I want to teach these F or something.
I put out a lot more content, I feel like, but you're spending more time in the community is one of the big things that I see.
Yeah, that's probably that I see. But within that, I think, because you have so many pictures in your phone, I know right now that would just absolutely explode all over the internet. But I was so into dating and all that stuff before that I got very good at posting pictures. Because when you're dating, Sam, you know how that goes online. Like you want to make sure all your ducks are in a row, right? Because it's competition. It's just like a classic anything. Anyway, guys, I was just saying, in general, if you have good pictures of yourself, don't be afraid to post them. A solo shot.
But also because people get caught up in that what you just said, posting good pictures of yourself. People get so caught up on, because they go through and they judge themselves to the point where they will not take action on posting something online because they're afraid of what somebody else is going to say about them, or because they look fat, or they look this, or they look that, or whatever the case is. Right, in the bodybuilding community, I see this in the fucking fitness community. Like it's just absolutely rampant. People will not post something like that. So what GRC was mentioning, when you're going through and you're getting attention, right? I just mentioned that I was hanging out with my nephew, right? So I did a video last night specifically because I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect, because people don't get to see what I'm doing on other things. And by posting this, because everybody's trying to show this PR version of how amazing their life is, think of like the window, right, as a metaphor. And you're looking through this window at somebody's life, and that window is like this. But think about the window in your house, right? There's a window in front of me that I'm sitting, 3 feet away from. But what if I was like 20 feet back from this window? I couldn't really see a lot on the other side. That is the metaphor for people's lives. They have this window that you're standing 50 feet away from. This window, you're trying to see through this tiny little window that is Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And all you get to see is this tiny little window of somebody's life. But as you get closer to that window, your vision expands and you get to see a much broader picture of what that person's life is like. And by going through and not just sharing that one PR'd version of whatever is happening in your life where you're like, I look good in this photo, by going through and sharing other aspects of your life, tremendously valuable, because nobody else is doing it. So it over-indexes.
Yes.
It over-indexes in people's minds, in the algorithm, because people are like, oh, wow, it's a shitty fucking photo. It's a shitty video. People are still posting it because it's going to over-index. Everybody else is trying to be like the perfect this or the perfect that, or the pose for your shoulder, or your pose for your booty with a girl, or whatever the case is. Just posting more of that content and sharing the other bits and pieces, tremendously valuable. Definitely over-indexing.
And just know, this does not represent my life in one way, shape, or form, and I want everyone to know that. at this moment, like in my life. This picture, what I'm trying to present to you in this picture, does not exist in my real life currently. So what do people think immediately? Scott must be banging this blonde chick and she's so hot, right? So that's what everyone, and no, the truth is that girl has a boyfriend and he's a friend of mine, period. Like, I like the guy. He's cool. He's ripped. He's an awesome dude. And she's just a friend of mine. I said, take a picture. So guys, like within all you thinking about, what other people, like, and I'm just trying to show people because I know I used to struggle with this so much personally. I would see people take these pictures and I'd be like, why is that not me? How do I get to that point? And then once you get all the way to that point, you realize there was never anything there anyway. It's like it was empty. Like it was just the same. And so I just want everyone to know, like, all these pictures, all these stuff, it's not real life. Period. Period. Stop it. It's not real life. I'm a normal dude. I get rejected in the hot people world. I'm not even allowed. So you have to understand that. Like people, like I'm good looking for like a crypto dude, I guess. But like I'm a 5'8" little dork. Like, you know what I mean? Like in real life, like so I just want people to know, like I can present myself just like Richard does. He presents himself in the best way possible. I don't necessarily highlight the fact that I'm 5'8" because it's not the sexiest topic, but I don't care. You know what I mean, Sam? It's like, why would I say my shoe size is 6 if people were gonna, or whatever, like something that's stupid like that. And then you'd be like, or I could just say, hey, this is a picture of me. And if you have questions, just fucking ask me, I guess. Like, because people, so again, I just want everyone to know, like, my life is not crazy. My life is not exciting. Well, it is to me, but like, if it was videotaped, it wouldn't be. I sit here, I go to the gym, I hardly talk to anyone. I want to be more effective at being a better streamer, period. I don't care about girls right now that much. A little bit. I'm starting to care a little bit. But a little bit. Hey, I'm trying to get taken off the market, to be honest. So any of you girls, please get me off the market. I don't want to be on the market anymore. I'm fucking busy as shit. Yeah, I'm 5'8", guys. I'm a short guy. I'm 166 pounds as of this morning, so bone dry. And I benched 225 pounds for 11 yesterday. So if you want to fight me, I'll rip your head off. Okay. I'm fucking kidding. I'm totally joking, by the way. No, I did bench that much, but I don't intend on fighting anyone anytime soon. I really don't care. And if I was going to fight someone, I would want it to be someone popular, like really popular. And someone I could like beat my ass.
It helps. It helps.
Yeah, that's someone I could beat my ass real good at least, so I could get training. Like if I
appreciate what Logan and Jake Paul have done to garner attention, because that's takes a lot of work and a lot of skill and effort to do. Like to put together and think about the ways that you can leverage different things so that everybody's in a better spot when you're done and making more money or getting more attention or moving towards your goals. Like what they've been able to do, I think is awesome. Like have you seen those two kids that are like the Island Boys is what they call themselves? Have you seen them? I'm sure you've seen those two kids. I think that's dope. What they're doing, like absolutely ridiculous, but still dope.
They're gonna get hurt because they say some wild shit. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. They're basically saying, I don't care. This is a meme. I'm just gonna run it to the top.
They're literally the living memes, dude. It's fucking.
And they don't care because I'm sure they're wasting all their money, but they're making a lot of money.
Correct.
DRC should fight a Furu. Again, I would only want to fight someone who was cooler than me. So like way cooler than me. Like way cooler than me. Like I'm not fighting. No.
Well, you want to talk about that?
Well, no. Oh, yeah, we can't. You know what? We can talk about it for a second.
No. We don't.
I'll bring it up for 2 minutes and then I'm just gonna squash it. Joker started this stuff about us fighting, sent it all over the internet. That dude does not keep my name out of his mouth. Everyone knows it. Basically, his full-time job is tagging me while he's blocked by me. But anyway, he said we should fight. And then I said, okay, why not? And then, of course, he went on this tirade telling everyone, going through all these scenarios about how it's going to be the best fight when we all knew he would do nothing about it at all, ever. And he's just tweeting about it while I'm trying to work and provide value for this community. All I've been trying to do is create value for this community. All he's done is suck value from this community. So I just want you guys to realize, like, I'm just trying to work here. If someone's bothering me, making a big fuss, it's them. It ain't me. You think I give a shit? You think if he ever didn't talk to me ever again, I would care? No. So just understand, I don't want any of that stuff. I don't mind Joker. He's a cool guy, in his own right. And it's just like we're just different people. But all the clout chasing and shit, that's not the way I provide value. That's the way that some other people provide value. So just for that, I don't want to fight anyone unless it's really dope. But I would fight someone. If one of you millionaires out there wants me to fight someone and it's real dope, I'll fucking do it.
I'd probably do it too. They just have to have a lot more attention. Like, so it'd have to be a lot more
you
attention.
Steaks and Apes. That's just like one day. Like if you guys just are both nuclearly popular, like we should just do that.
Yeah, that would be
hilarious. You got the same weight class. That's the only reason I say you and Steaks, because the same weight class. There's not too many 250 guys that I can.
Yeah. Oh, he's 250.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dope. Yeah, and I'd hire several coaches to help me get up to speed with that. And
dude, you'd probably just we should see if you can make it to like amateur fight like at one point. I know it'd be fun in another life where we didn't get brain damage.
Correct. That's why I never did that.
I would love to get my ass beat all day and beat ass, but I'm telling you, like, I don't want. The only thing I got going for me at this point is my brain. But like, I'd be sitting here just using my brain. I can't compromise it. I thought Joker was joking and not serious. No, he was serious, and he was just like, he just never keeps my name out of his mouth.
There's certain people who just try to thrive in drama and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just other people's style.
Don't even worry about thinking about that kind of bullshit. Like, those people don't have any spot in my life. Like, if there's somebody in my life who creates drama, like, that's perfectly fine, because then I know who that person is and I cut that person out of my life. I don't give a shit if it's my fucking mom or my dad. Like, literally don't give a shit. They want to cause drama. It's my sister. Bye, Felicia. Like, I don't care. They're still my family. Still love them, but I don't need that shit in my life. Literally. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, and the funniest last note about it, it's like he brings this up. I just say it in the nicest way possible. Basically, I'll do it, but I'm just trying to provide value. I'm really busy. Like, if someone obviously sets everything up, I'll do it for sure. And then he goes on a parade about how I'm on steroids to everyone, because that's all you got, buddy. And all I do is go to my doctor and just say, I could care so little. And he's just the only thing you can do is talk about me. Go play Fortnite, buddy. Go play Fortnite, because I seen you on there. You pissed me off, dude. And it's your fault, not mine. I'm not going to talk about you anymore. But I did not do this. You did. Period. So look in the mirror next time you want to cry about something. Not look at me. I'm done talking to him and about him. I just want to provide value for this community, period, because that will make me feel better in the morning when I wake up.
That's all we're doing. Nope. But if she has drama, it's not part of my life. It's part of their life, and they can keep that shit to themselves when it comes to drama. So let's talk about fitness for a little bit, because we're doing the fitness challenge, and it's been. Oh, look at that.
Dolo might hex 3690 super chat. Joker is pure trash. Sorry, Joker. Dolo said it, not me. I'm just here. I just work here, buddy.
So, fitness competition. We're doing this 90-day fitness crypto challenge, and it's going into week 3 here. So let's talk about that. I'm making a lot of progress on my goals. I'm going to get shredded, right? From 250, I'm probably go down 20, maybe 25 pounds, drop a bunch of fat during this time. Made a bunch of changes. I saw several people actually going through and saying how they have been making progress along the way. And AK had mentioned something earlier, and it's really funny that he mentioned that, because literally if you have ever heard of these crypto fitness challenges, right? You may be aware that there's like this before picture and then a after picture. But when you get really deep into the fitness industry, like I have been for 2 decades, you realize that the fitness industry, just like in crypto, just any industry, whether it's doctors or nurses or police or politicians, right? Politicians might skew more in one direction than the other, but there's bullshit everywhere. These 2 pictures here were taken very close together, And these two things happen all the time where you have a before picture and an after picture, and they can even be taken the same day and used for marketing. And people don't realize by just changing how things are, whether you have a pump, whether you have carbohydrates or not, increasing glycogen, all this kind of stuff. And you can have a before picture in the morning, same day, poor lighting, depending on how you take the picture. You can change several things. I was not doing that here, but just to illustrate the point, this kind of BS is happening all over the world. Collectively, our BS meters need to improve so that we can call out more of this stuff when we see it, whether it's drama and people who are just looking for drama in their life and not sure how to provide value, hasn't like clicked with them, right? Or their value proposition is twisted in such a way that drama is value to them, right? We got to go through and continue to highlight this and educate and show people that there's another way to actually go through and do things. You're muted, sir. You're muted.
This is the absolute perfect transition to my next point, Sam. Who do I always tell everyone is someone I agree with as being brutally honest? Richard Hart. I'm sorry, guys. Just because you don't highlight all your negatives doesn't mean you're not brutally honest. That's the truth. He's honest about things that have nothing to do with him. That's the cool part, right? So, guys, we're going to transition into this. Remember the Terra Luna? Of course you do. So,
what was that? Can you remind? I don't even remember.
25 billion stolen from.
Oh shit! I think it was at the peak was like 40 billion.
Well, now they're re-airdropping it and redistributing, so don't worry. So, guys, real quick, let's just listen to this. I have not listened to this, but I think I listened to it originally, so I know what it is.
Can I warn you guys about a way that people could lose a lot of money in stables that they didn't realize they could lose it? So there's these yield farms out there, Curve, Uniswap V3, Uniswap V2, that allow you to deposit 2 stables, and then people can trade into that and you can make some fees. Here's a problem with that. You think you're safe because you're sitting in 2 stable coins. How can you get safer than that? Let's say that one of those stables has a failure, USDT gets cracked down on, for instance. What the market's going to do is they're going to go to that trading pair. They're going to take all of your USDC, which might still have value, and they're going to give you all of the USDT, which is wrecked. And then you, even though you had 2 stables, now have a giant bag of something that's worth a lot less, and you didn't realize you could get wrecked that way. And then, so I would be very careful if you're holding stables to not play stable versus stable automated market maker pairs, because there's untold risk there for rather limited gain.
Right. That's interesting.
So I want to highlight a couple of things about that. One, that was a long time ago, clearly. So he basically knew. You see what I'm saying when I say people that know what they're talking about? And it's so clear in hindsight, Sam. In hindsight, it's always 2020. And Richard was being honest about potential things that could happen. He didn't know it would happen this cycle. He knew it would happen. You know what I mean? Because he knew it would be, he could just tell probably mathematically in his brain that it would just be one-sided depending on where the value was, right? Like which stable has more value. UST to some people has no value, but USDC has lots of value to some people. Some people would say, I'll never go into UST. That's trash. Some people say, I'd never go into USDC. That's trash. So it's like, it's kind of confusing. Good morning, Progress with Puella. Sensei Dozy, great to see you in here. I don't know if I've ever seen you in here before. I appreciate you stopping in. James Harbaugh, as always, appreciate you. Gee, that's badass. Don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure it is badass. Great to see this video come to light. Yeah, we're going to make this video come to light as much as possible because this is the stuff that we need to highlight about Richard. You know, he is just a man. He talks all the time online, but like he is right. Like he's actually right about shit. I'm telling you.
We should do more of these response videos, whether it is other people or what Richard Hart is saying, because we've talked about literally what Richard Hart has talked about, but in different regards. Between picking, if you're going to do LP or some type of yield farming or something like that, where you're going to put in 2, you have to be okay with holding one of the other, like all of one or the other, because that's exactly what Richard Hart is saying. It can go in one direction and you're holding all of what you put in there.
All right. So explain it. Like, let's go nuts to bolts. Because this isn't something that we need to lock into our brains for the rest of time, because we will never make this mistake, Sam. We won't. I won't let you, you won't let me, because we've seen it happen already. And we understand this is just math and numbers at some point. So like once you really get into crypto, you realize it's just a value distribution numbers. That's all it is. So wherever the value is, that's where it gets sucked. So what did Richard notice right away? There was a one-sided value prop. Explain to the people why, or in your best interest, like what went on with the value? Why did it go lopsided? And why is that going to be a very hard thing to incentivize people to keep on both sides, in your opinion?
Well, so like when you look at like liquidity providing, right? And if you're putting up, $10,000 of UST and $10,000 of DAI in a trading pair on, say, Uniswap, right? You're like, okay, Uniswap, they do 1 billion plus in transactions per day. That sounds relatively safe because there's a shitload of people who use it constantly. And you're like, okay, well, these are two stables, right? That sounds like it's relatively safe because you have two stable coins, one that's supposed to be backed up in whether it's like, marketable securities or actual cash that is backed up by, or some type of derivative play with USDC and something else, right? Like UST. And then you find out that there's different incentives for a stable coin that is not backed up by anything, as in UST. So what happens is you're going to have people go through and they're going to buy all, if you put in 10,000 and 10,000 USDC and UST, which is the Luna derivative, right? Then people are going to give you all the Luna derivative that is going in the toilet, and they're going to take all the UST. So,
but
USDC.
But the people don't understand, the ones that hold stables and hear the word stable coin. You're being lied to when you're told something is a stable coin and it's not a stable coin. You know what I mean? Why is it called an algorithmic stable coin? Why isn't it just called like an algorithmic, like something else, right? I think that, Richard, can you come out with another word?
What's it? Yeah. Didn't we look at one yesterday or 2 days ago where
came out with a word that was real good? He comes out with like little phrases all the time, and I think it's really interesting. It's a good way to think, right? And I want other people to start thinking like this. Think like you can be the smartest guy in the room. Think like the ideas that you have in your mind could potentially be the most groundbreaking, because the only thing different between Richard and other people is that he believes in his intellect. He believes in himself mentally because he's had so much good reference experience in his past. He was, as far as I read, he was in gifted programs all his life. So he was probably told, you're a smart kid, right? Like, you're smart, you're a genius, this, that, and the other. So when he comes to the table and thinks, he's like, I'm potentially coming up with the best stuff out of anyone here. I feel the same way. Not the genius, like thinking part, but in other parts of my life. Like, obviously not like that kind of stuff.
You can call it a non-stable coin. It's pegged to $1.
That is literally, like, that's a good one. Like, non-stable coin is USDC, USDT, DAI, lose their peg. Yeah. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Puyo.
Even what chart did we look at the other day where it was a stable coin, but it was like this perpetually throughout that time period, where there was, you think of a stable coin as pegged to, say, $1, right? Or a euro or whatever they're pegging themselves to, or a value of something. Well, when we looked at this the other day, it was just flip-flopping back and forth perpetually, and it wasn't actually stable whatsoever. So maybe a new coin for stablecoin, stable coin-ish, wake dog. I like that. Loose coin, right? Slappy coin, seconds coin. Another way, what GRC was saying in terms of a phrase or something to over collateralize the Thomas stablecoin, to come out with a phrase or term or word for things is, think of things as like a framework. Because if I'm like, hey guys, I've got, I'll tell you how to do LP, right? And the video is kind of interesting versus, hey, I've got 3 steps to create, the perfect strategy for, LP or something along those lines. By putting things into a framework, it is easier for people to conceptualize, because in a framework you can go step 1, step 2, step 3, right? And then you can expound upon each one of those steps drastically. But if you're like, hey, this is how you provide LP, versus putting those things in a way where it's separate buckets, because people can think about that, they can understand that. People think linearly, they don't think like exponentially, or they're not super great when things get heady, right? So putting things into a framework allows you to bring it to more people because they are able to understand it.
Jim, the captain mate, Sam, you reckon Luna could regain or a V2? I think you know what he's asking, and I would like to know your honest opinion. And if he wants us to go over the documentation again, you might not care that much, but we read it word for word. It's silly. I mean,
well, why don't you give me the synopsis of it real quick?
Oh yeah, you weren't here.
Paraphrase.
So he came out with the V2 revival plan. Oh, Sam wasn't here. I need Sam to read this article. Oh my, it's short and sweet. So look up V2 revival plan. Luna V2 revival plan. This is Daquan himself coming out telling all his people he needs your help, Sam. Let me give you a little synopsis. Daquan needs your help, Sam. This community needs you to step up right now. You just lost everything you ever had, and I need you to step up for me, Sam. That's literally the whole thing, is like, we need you. It's like, it's so like point that it's stupid. It's just, everything is open-ended. Let me see if this is it. No, just let me pull it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is interesting. Well, you pull this up. I don't personally believe that when you have a community of people that truly believes in what you do and what is taking place, and they're the evangelists, right? When you look at that adoption curve, right? They're the innovators who are thinking that way, who are super excited about adopting the new technology and thing. And they're going out and they're telling everybody, they're making content around it. They're sharing it with all their friends. What do you think, being one of those people yourself, right? In crypto, you're in crypto way before everybody else. You're in Hex way before everybody else. What do you think happens when you betray everybody's trust? Everybody's trust. This is not coming back. This is people's fucking money.
Yeah,
this is not coming back.
Imagine if Richard rugged us all and we trusted him again.
Like, it wouldn't happen.
It would be no. I would even if I knew he had good intentions, it was accidental. It's just like one of those things where you shake the guy's hand, you're like, "You got wrecked, dude. My bad." Wow. And that's a man thing. It's a man. I'm not saying it's not a woman thing, but like, it's a man thing when I have to look you in the face. I say, "You effed up because of you, buddy." See it? Like, I didn't. You wanted to over leverage yourself. I didn't. You wanted to tell people you were willing to do something that you couldn't clearly do. I didn't. I wasn't ready yet. So just understand, it's on these guys. If somebody says, I'm going to start a conference, if I say, I'm going to start a conference in December, it's going to be the best thing ever, and I get all the clout associated with that, and then I shit the bed, see, Sam, because they want the clout, and then on the back end, they can't handle it, right? It's like, we did everything up front. I learned all my shit up front because I wasn't ever had anything, I didn't think I was going to be rich or nothing. Vibrance Finance CPO, Ben Owens. Hey, good to see you. Keep up the good work, guys. Vibra Finance CBO, Ben Owens. What is CB?
What did you say?
He's a CBO?
CBO. Where's the context pulled up again? I missed the comment.
All right.
I was looking for something else. When you think about trust, I think a good person to understand how he thinks is the founder, CEO of Airbnb, Chase Chivai, or whatever. I don't know what his last name is. I think it starts with a CH. He wants to develop trust in the ecosystem that is Airbnb. And when you hear interviews by him, I think it's a good understanding of like what brings people together, what can create value. Because how do you go through and create value, right? Like how do you do that for other people? You have to have trust in the equation, and trust in the equation is not thought about for a lot of people, because you can't do business with me unless you actually trust me, unless you go through and you believe in what I'm saying, right? And when people put trust on the back burner, like that is just not a good strategy in my opinion. And when you go through and you look at what happened with, Luna and UST, like there's no effing way, in my opinion, they're coming back. Like they're going to have to start. If he wants to come back, he has to start with something completely different. Probably best idea is to not be the man up front about it. He should be like in the clouds in the background with no PR relevance whatsoever, because he's not going to be the person that's going to be able to bring, in my opinion, going to be able to bring something to the forefront or to bring something to the top 10 of crypto again, period. Just because he's betrayed way too many people who decided to put their trust in him. It's just not gonna happen. Let me see. There we go. The money was lost. The amount of money that was lost is insane. You're absolutely correct. Wendy's. Oh, there was a comment. There was a super chat there. Vibra Finance CBO. Oh, collateralized. No, I don't know what he means by CBO. Collateralized.
Sam, you need a bigger monitor.
I need a definitely bigger monitor because I can't see anything.
Stop reading comments. You're not allowed to read comments anymore. You put your head too close to the screen. If I had stayed stable under collateralized, they did it intentionally. And when there is a bank run on a coin, that is under collateralized. It's over. You just have to get it off the peg. Yes, I totally 100% agree. Wendy's, I loved your stream yesterday with that. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was awesome. You and Motley crushed that stream, dude. I was listening to all that alpha.
Yes.
I know rewind though.
There's
so
good.
Want to pull up the Hex and Maxi chart on Dexter and see what the premium is?
Yes, and then after we get through this, I had told my nephew that I would bring him to the beach. So we're going to go through this thing here. I'm going to have to run a little bit early.
You're good, man. Seriously, you can leave whenever you want. I know that. I know you have family with you. So things are different.
Okay. So this, even to see my own chart. Okay, there we go. This is kind of interesting. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Is that helpful?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at this giant spike over here at 232.3x what the price of Hex was selling at. It went all the way up to that premium. That's insane. Right? That's pretty crazy. It's at 75% premium, 78% premium to Hex right now. It's trading at 24 cents. This is the ultimate derivative play right now. I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think that this is going to continue to garner a bigger and bigger premium as time goes on? Because this has
dude, what do I know about limited supply? There's nothing to buy at some point. Who's selling at some point, right? At some point, it's going to be pinched pretty hard off. Like people are going to have their positions. They're going to trade between Hex depending on the premium, right? But we'll see what these the thing about Hexicans is a lot of the guys that have Maxi are obviously Hexicans. So it's like, what are they going to do with it? Hold it forever, probably, because they're already rich as hell. Or they'll use it to sell a little bit to some of those guys that want Maxi, and they can take their profits out that way. Way easier on the system in general. And people are still going to cash out all the Hex. Obviously, it's still, you know how that goes. Duquan has gone Black Ops as well. No regular updates for those poor people is lost. Yeah. Daquan, if you're watching this, dude, you wrecked. Dude, that sucked. Come on. You really hurt a lot of people. And I think that you should stop trying to make revival plans.
But there's also, we want to hate on somebody, right? Because that's the face of the organization. But at the same time, I understand that Daquan or whatever his name is, Quandu or whatever, sounds like Fondue, could have the best intentions, right? Like he could really, really be genuine and honest, trying to do the right thing and trying to get people their money back. But it's too fucking late, bro. Like it's over and done with. But he's going to be the poster child to get fucked up. period. Like, pardon the language. He is a poster child that everybody's going to staple to the wall and call scum for the next 6 months because of what has taken place. Whether he had the best intentions or the worst intentions, there's still a boatload of money that was lost, and he was the person in charge of it, and that's it. Like, the same thing, if something were to happen next, even if it wasn't Richard Hart's fault, you know who everybody's going to staple to the wall and call scum for the rest of humanity? Richard Hart.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, he's been transparent about the code, right? And $20 super app, PVM crypto, things that stand out with GRC above all is consistency. Even if there's a day you don't want to stream, no one's perfect, you stay committed. True champions think this way, push through. To be honest, there's not been one day I didn't want to stream so far. So I can't lie to you. This is so much more fun, but this will apply more in a few months when I'm really like tired, right? I'm not tired yet. I don't tired. I don't even
What's
know.
Tired? My sister
gym twice a day to like wear myself out like a dog.
My sister's like, did my nephew wear you out yesterday? Because she was spending time with her friends for the weekend or whatever, and I was watching her son, and she's like, and he's 8 years old and just loves to talk and stuff. And she's like, did he wear you out? I was like, no, he couldn't even keep up. Like, to feel tired, like, come on, I just want to go. And like you were saying earlier, I want to be on every moment of every day. And I know that might sound like cumbersome or like challenging or tiring for people, but like, that's fun for me to be just on every moment of every single day. But appreciate you guys. I have to run. If you guys like this content or appreciate this kind of stuff, jump over to Twitter. I have a contest right now with Motley. He made a bet that I can't beat him by July 30th. So if you want to check out my Twitter, it's linked down below. GRC, we'll talk to you soon. You guys should give a bicep in the sweaty bicep in the chat for Bullish and all of his help here too, setting everything up. Appreciate you, dude. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to go have some fun at the beach.
Have fun, man. Let's go, guys. I got another hour. I'm inviting some people on and I'm looking at some news, and Bullish, are you still there? Can you just let me know if you're still here? And if you are, can you pull what up?
I am still here, but I'm in my car.
Well, it's good to see you. As always.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the dedication. What was that?
Are you having a good Sunday?
Yep, about to go food shopping.
What are you gonna buy?
A lot of protein.
Yes, get some steaks,
bro. I gained 6 pounds.
Guys, yeah.
I gained 6 pounds, man.
That's a fuck ton too for you, dude. Like, that's a lot of weight, dude. You're crushing.
Yeah, a lot.
Dude, people are blowing me away. Like, I always am like, I don't want to have high hopes for anyone because, I don't want to put pressure on anyone. But, like, you guys keep swinging for the fences on this shit. I love it. I love that. You have been changing your life. How's your body feeling and your body?
I feel great, dude. I feel great. Like, I'm sleeping well, I'm even noticing, like, my hair is, like, getting a little smoother. My skin is clearing up a bit. So, I'm starting to see the positive effects of working out, drinking a gallon of water every day.
That is incredible, dude. Your body is going to be thanking you extremely, extremely. And again, we're talking to people that are generally under 50. Like, for the most part, I think most people are under 50, mostly under 40, I guess. But there's a lot of time to recover, guys. When you're 65, I'm telling you, this is not the battle you want to be having. You want to have these battles now, so you can.
And to that point, I got my blood test, blood work appointment this Thursday.
Dude, you are smashing it, dude.
Yeah, I set up a bunch of follow-up appointments to do. I pretty much just turned 39, so I'm gonna do all those tests that need to be done. So I'm gonna get a finger poked, just to make sure everything is fine.
And if you need anything, any advice on the blood work, me and Sam would love to look at it. We can, it's usually micronutrient based, so they're going to probably tell you just to clean up your diet a little bit, if anything, but just pay attention to your cholesterol, your LDL, your HDL. They'll come up on the chart, and there'll be a reference range next to it. And then you want to take a look at your hormone profile. And
Yeah, so
just tell
I
them.
ordered like the full blown one.
Yeah, as long as you got the full blown one, you're good to go. You're gonna have a lot of answers, guys. You can use the doctors too to your advantage. Like, I'm not saying you have to get anything from them, but get the test that they offer and use that information. All the information's online anyway.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you stepping up for your family and shit, dude. That makes me like really happy because I know
Yeah, my wife's working out as well, so she's feeling great.
This is good. This is good.
Right?
Yeah,
This is really good. So I want to thank you and Sam for, like, dropping the seed and motivating this community to get healthy.
Yeah, and I think Richard might be a little motivated. He's been posting some workout stuff, and he posted a bench press video today. Let's
hopefully he starts working out once it launches. It's difficult to work out when you have like so much things going on and you find any little excuse not to work out. If it wasn't for this challenge, I wouldn't be motivated and committed, to be honest with you.
He says that he has a problem with food or something. Like that's what he likes. Like, he likes to eat like McDonald's and stuff, I think. But not all the time, but he mentioned and I just think for guys, that is your hormones and your cravings telling you know why my body doesn't do that? Because it's just way more stable because my blood sugar is not spiking all the time. Richard probably goes 30 hours without eating and then eats like something large. And then his body is just like, what's going on?
Right.
But anyway, we don't want to dig in it. I appreciate you. I know you got to go, but I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I'm around. I'm here in the background. I'm just going to be driving around food shopping, but I'll be in the background.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to bring up this bench video real quick. Let's check it. Don't expose my DMs on here. That would be definitely not something that I want to do. Sorry, guys. My shit's a little slow, so it's going to take an extra couple seconds. So let's watch this.
I heard some complaints about the weights not moving, so I'm going to move the weights around. Hope you like my sparkly Philip Klein outfit. I haven't lifted in forever, so this is basically my where am I at set here. So here it goes. I tried it heavier, couldn't even get a single rep. Not going to post that video. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that is all I'm going to get out of that one. All right, so that's what? 20, 40, 60, 70, 80 kilos by, I can't even remember how many it did. 5? Was it 5? That's all I can do. That's my baseline. Hope you guys are working out.
I was 185 pounds, I think. So that was a 45, and that was a 25. So that would be 185. Did it for 5. Hey, man, people don't. I mean, I'm glad he's working. I'm glad he's working, man. Oh, yeah, the sound. My bad. Way to motivate him, GC. I hope I'm motivating him. Good morning, Hex Siren. How are you doing? It's great to see you as always. Yeah, it's probably 80 kilos without the bar. So the bar's 45. Well, I got to look at those weights. Kilo's 2.2, so I don't know. I would say I don't know if they round out the weights the same. Guys, what a fantastic! And if you're not following Richard on Twitter, you should be. I mean, on Insta. Look, he's popping off, dude. 51K followers, no following. Smart move. I wish I had no following because there's so many bots. But he posts all his like shit here. He doesn't post too much crypto alpha here. It's more like lifestyle stuff. That's more so what it's all about. I'm gonna start inviting people on the show real quick. Give me 1 second while I do this. Share this out, guys. If you could share this out for me, I'm gonna go for another hour. If you could share this out for me right now, I would really appreciate it. I didn't have any time to share this morning. Oh my god. Whale Whales just DM'd me and referred to his children as hard forks. I actually almost spit my shit out. That was so funny. He said the hard forks are with me today. We're all gonna be Chads in 3 months because of you, GRC. Thank you, Astro. Thank you. That's good. We like that. Chad is good. Chad is very good. Let's see if any friends want to come on today. Friends of the show. You know who I haven't seen in a while? Cryptographics. What's up with cryptographics lately? Let's slide into those DMs real quick.
So I actually spoke to him in Spaces because I was asking him the same thing. So he was just saying that at the moment he doesn't really have anything new to talk about. So that's why he hasn't really created any videos, because he doesn't want to force it. So he's just taking a chill out.
I get it. I kind of present this show as like a news show, so it's a little different than his thing. He's more like, this is the concept for the day. We're gonna dive into it. So yeah, but I just invited him on. I'm inviting some people.
Yeah, for sure. Invite everyone on. You know.
You hear Wales messaged me. I was like, hey, you want to hop on? He's like, the hard forks are with me.
I like that one. I'm gonna start referring to my kids that way.
It's like the exact way to.
I'm gonna refer to them. Meet my hard forks.
They ain't going anywhere, you know. Like they're in stone now. Great stream, guys. Love the honesty.
And then when they have kids, I'm gonna call them layer twos.
Layer 2 solutions for your yard work. Vibrance Finance with the retweet, guys. Thanks, brother. That shit was so funny. I'm just gonna send a couple more links around. Sorry, guys. I'm just being a little stally right here. I didn't ask anyone to come on. I didn't know Sam was gonna hop off that fast. Still have a lot to talk about. Don't you get that twisted. But you know me, about an hour in, I like to start reading a little bit about what the fuck is going on. Tangent, if you're in there, check your DMs. I think that's enough for now. We'll see who joins. Damn, you hard forked 4 times, bro. You're a freaking animal, bro. I went from 270 pounds to 245, lost 25 pounds in 2 weeks. That's awesome, dude. That's amazing. I'm really proud of you. That's freaking great. If you make sure you're maintaining though. Make sure you don't go too crazy. It sounds like you're on a water fast or something, which is great. But just remember, like, easy does it. I know you're probably a bigger guy, but easy does it. Share this, like this while you're sitting here, guys. Share this, like this while I peruse this real quick. I'm just gonna. Once I have 2 people on, I'm not bringing anyone else on. Damn it! I forgot who I was just about to ask. All right, I'm done. I always do this and then say I'm done, and then I think of someone else that I want to talk to. All right, I invited too many people now. Shit. It's okay. I invited Orca, I think. Yeah. Who do you guys? Why don't I just ask you guys? That's a good idea. I forgot about that. Who do you guys want me to have on? I'll just ask you guys. That makes it way easier. Yeah, in the future, I'm just gonna ask you guys. It's some of these episodes where I still want to go, and I just want to keep going. I want to talk. I don't talk that much anymore. Should we do the Orca call? Oh, God. Let's go to nomics.com real quick. Any chart you guys want me to look at in particular while we're playing around? I'm going to just look at the overall market. Probably pull up the Hex Pulse Radio. Good call. That's a good call. I need to get him on. He PM'd me, actually, and said he wanted to, like, what's his name again? I'm so bad at doing it. Oh, shit. Oh, dude, there's so many cool people that I could invite on. It's Sunday. Everyone's coming up with cool people now.
And as an update, just to give the viewers a little update, we have Ashley Ash confirmed as a guest, and DeFi Proof this Friday as a guest as well.
And on Monday, we're doing the coding thing at 6 p.m., I think. No, it might be a little later than that with Fashion Coder. So, guys, if you want to learn about coding the Maxi contract. But, yeah, we got Ashley Ash coming on. We got DeFi Proof coming on. Wait. Oh, yeah, let's see what Dipcatcher's doing. Dipcatcher is one of my favorite guys. No cap. No cap. And I'm learning his contract, so he's going to be happy with me. He's going to be happy with it. Boom. This is awesome. I love sending people invites and not knowing who's going to come in. Alex from Hedron. Oh, another good one. There's so many. I got to write all these down, yo. Dude, I haven't even thought about all these guys. Oh, my God. I have not. Thank you for reminding me about all these good people in this space. Guys, we're at a 30K Bitcoin right now on the button. So we're at a 30K Bitcoin on the button right now. Ethereum looking juicy per usual. A little bit of pump today. We dropped all the way down to 1960. That's a good buy. And at the bottom, we were at 18 on the 1790, 39 on the pin. Interesting stuff. Hex is pumping. So we got a nice little leg up here, guys. A little bit of a buy zone. RH Max? Is that really a new streamer? RH Max? Alex Saunders? Sorry, my texts are blowing up at the moment. I'm not paying attention. You guys say PVM? You want PVM? I didn't want to invite you on because I didn't know if you were somebody who wanted to be on, but I love you. You're my friend. Just because I didn't know about I don't know. I only know when I see people's faces, I know they're willing to be online. So, and if anyone ever really wanted to come on the show, you could always DM me. I'd love to introduce you. You could come on during the 24-hour live stream, introduce yourself. If you just want to say hi in general or have a point. Anyone has any points for me, any pointers, anything you want to share with me? This is going to be a good little intimate time. You know me, I don't have much time during the week when I'm doing all this shit because I'm just providing that weekly value. The weekends, Sunday, it's the Lord's Day today. Good morning, Crypto Compassion. How are you? Everyone, okay. So many good RH Max. I'm curious about, does he have a Twitter? Does he have a Twitter? Can somebody give me his Twitter? You guys have to give me these guys' Twitters or I can invite them on. Let me send RH an invite. Yeah, so we're just chilling. Let's read some more comments. Fiber Finance, H bar. Oh, you want to look at H bar? We can do that. RH Max was on Wales when I was young. OG, just coming to the community. RH Max. Why do I not know this guy? He's still making content? Oh snap! All right, let's check this guy out for a minute. Let's see what this is all about. Hey, shout out to RH Max. He has 191 subs. I'm gonna pull him up. Let's get him some more subs. That's more important than what we're doing right now. That'll probably help the community more than me just asking for 2 more subs. So why don't we go to his channel, check him out for a bit. I'm gonna look at his channel and I'm gonna tag it below RH Max, subscribe. I'm gonna hit the bell. So hit the bell button. Make sure you hit the bell button so you know. And then I'm gonna share this with you guys. So this is a streamer I have not heard of. Let's review his stuff. People say he's good. Let's follow him up. Why not? So this is RH Max, guys. This is first exposure, guys. This is a review of some random streamer that was tagged in the comments. Let's check him out a little bit. Let's see what he's all about. Let me give him my review. First of all, I like this. This is okay. I mean, it's simple. Maybe in the future we'll make that a little advertisey, a little more sexy, but I like that. This is kind of cool in a way. RH Max. All right, what do we got here? Ivan Tech on Crypto Banter have said, in how many seconds is that? 3 minutes? Let's watch one of his videos. Let's try to find the best one. This one looks good.
So do you remember during the Pulsec sacrifice, there was,
I believe it was the Gumbo, did a 7777E sacrifice.
All right.
So I'm still confused to this day on that. Why was that not a market buy for Hex and then sacrifice Hex? Maybe I'm just ignorant. I don't know.
I don't know why, but it's not what he decided to do. So
I totally respect the person, Godwell. You're awesome. Not talking anything bad about you. I just cannot, for the life of me, see the strategy in doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, how is it better?
It's not better even for him. Maybe they didn't understand that
right?
at the time. Because a lot of people didn't realize that the fiat value was the determinant, and that was the actual determinant.
Maybe that's that's a good point. Maybe that was the confusion. We're of course speculating here, but that could be something that would be confusing to someone sacrificing big.
Because what other excuse is there? Right?
I don't know. I went through it in my head. I just, cheaper over time. Maybe.
No, it doesn't really make sense. How was he? How?
Well, I think there's a little bit of something there, but yeah, it's not like an optimal strategy, I would say. Because if you market ball Hex price go up, right? And not just that, he's giving the Hex to someone who's never going to sell. So long term is good. Short term is good. I get it. Why? How would somebody benefit from sacking E instead of Hex?
That's what makes me think that maybe they didn't know. That makes sense, right?
So this is his channel, guys. Check him out. Give him a follow. He seems very intelligent. I liked his intellect. Very interesting. I enjoyed that very much. Is there any other? Hey, get your boy some subs, sir. And my channel launched this week. Thos, I will get you some, but you got to get your channel out. You got to get that channel out, bro. All you got to do is turn that live button on. Start talking. Boom. StreamYard done. And I'll help you with that, but I do need it when I have time. Hey, Jim Rat, love the content, bro. Francis, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hit the like, hit the bell. I'm live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, covering everything. There's not so much to cover today, or at least I was so busy this morning that I couldn't look at too much. But I'm telling you guys, when Pulse Chain comes out, I'm going to be here every single day, locked in, paying attention. Anything RH tweets, any rugs, anything like that, I'll be on it. Anything that I find, I'll be on it. Anything they're talking about in the Twitter spaces, I'll be on it. This is a one-stop shop for being safe as far as like I'm going to get you through the current events just like I get through them. You know, like I'm not the most technologically like savvy dude. I have a lot of anxiety about this shit sometimes. So like I'm going to work through this slow and methodically so we can feel very secure together as we move forward, getting better every single day, trying to add more value to our lives and the people around us. Because really what it is we need to do this. Like we have to do this. Like I have to do this. Like, there's nothing else. There's not a position I'd rather be in right now than this, because I just want this to work. And I love this product and I love the honesty behind it. And I think this is going to be huge. Like I've never really put my name on something that I didn't create. So it's kind of wild. I mean, when I say put my name on it, like, you know, we do what we can. Sick window dad. Oh yeah. 4 kids, dual custody, 3 jobs. I know it. But all you gotta do is press that StreamYard button. Click. 1 click. You got this, my man. I know it's hard, dude. It is hard. It's hard to get started, but I'm telling you, you're gonna crush it. You're gonna absolutely crush it. You're doing great, homie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Par excellence. Glad do a cool stream with Walrus the other day. Walrus has some alpha for sure. Yes, sir, he does. I've seen some streams with that guy. He is a freaking wizard. He's a freaking wizard. He's a smart, sharp fella. That's for damn sure. I like watching his stuff. I've tried to get him on here, but it's just, you know. Adam at Adam from Vibra Finance has a stream. Lindsay has a ladies hex stream on Vibra Finance. Vibra Finance. Let me look at that. Vibra Finance. Let's see this stuff. All right, this looks fair game. This looks pretty fair game. I've watched the ladies stream, by the way, on this. Subscribe, hit the bell, guys. Let's drop this one in the comments too. Thanks for RDM Hexagon. Damn, you're jacked as hell. Good game. Yes, sir. Thank you. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Follow Vibra Finance. We're going to dive into one of these real quick. They got any shorties, or are they only long? Seems like they're only long. Hey, I like it. Let's jump in for a sec. All right, it's not loading, so we're not doing that. But very good. Very, very good. If you guys haven't already, and I know I'm beating this to death, but I will continue to beat it to death until I get everyone on here. Guys, hey, Super Hex Win, my mans. Good to see you, bro. Let's show the Hexagon some love on here. That's my man, Super Hex Win, having the time of his life, doing his thing, always doing his thing. Appreciate him. That's not Super Hex Win. Yeah, I guess all my stuff's probably like chicks and stuff. So anyway, guys, I have an Instagram. Oh my God, my neighbor's screaming right now. Bloody murder. I might have to go out there in a second. Holy shit, there's like some murdering going on next door. Oh my God, if you guys could hear that. Holy smokes. I might have to get up for a second, make sure no one's. Follow my IG, guys. I really love Instagram. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a simp. I'm a Chad. I'm a dork. I'm a loser. Whatever you got to say about it, just follow me up on Instagram because I'm telling you, where is that left you're dropping into? I appreciate your work, homie. Hey, Fiber Finance, CBO Ben Owens. I appreciate you. You want to come on for a minute and say hi? Hey, I'm gonna have no one's coming on, so yeah, you guys can hear that? Yeah, somebody was dying or something.
I know they
What was that?
had a problem.
That finally loaded? What? Guys, I'm a crypto analyst, DMV, Baltimore, crypto staker. I'm a turtle, and I go live every day on YouTube. And I love DeFi and I love Pulse Chain, and I would add Hex, but the hashtag doesn't show up when I put it for some reason. Got to work on that. And then while we're doing this, I'll show my shit. I never show my shit, guys, ever. I never show anything really, other than like the stream. But I'm just trying to get more involved. You know the deal, guys. My TikTok, my tiki talk. Okay. And of course, last but not least, Jim Rat Crypto, guys. Get on here, tag me up. I'm active all day long. Active, very active. I interact with everyone. I answer most of my DMs, and so get on it with me, guys. Get it on with me. Yeah, I'm gonna get outside and scream. What up, Motley? How are you doing this morning, brother? My neighbor is going through an exorcism, so I'm gonna have to stand up for a second. Make sure that someone's not dying. So, and I also have to pee, guys. Yeah, hold on. Take that down for one more second, guys. If you don't mind, real quick, I'm gonna go on for another 45 minutes or so. Smash the like, smash the sub. I invited you all with StreamYard links. Come on in, jump to the bottom. It's Sunday, it's fun day. If you want to be on the stream, just come on in and say hi. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking my ass, chilling my stuff, and hanging out with everyone, reading comments. I don't have too much time to do this. If anyone has any questions for me personally, about my personal life, about whatever, crypto, about anything coming up with preparation for Pulse Chain, about anything, leave it in the bottom below. This is an opportunity where I can read all the stuff because I don't have a topic today, which is great. I'm enjoying it. It's amazing. I feel free. I can say what I want. I always say what I want, but thank you. I'll be right back. But don't forget to tell them about the 24-hour Pulse Chain live stream, which I will let them know about. I'm back. Okay, hit me up with a DM. I'm hanging out the hotel, brought my stream gear, Hextech. You got it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Great stream last Monday with Motley. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Boom. What day is the 24-hour sprint? That's a great question. That's a question I've been wondering myself. Right in your face. Right in your face. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever it's launched. So it's going to be a 24-hour pulse launch stream. It's going to be absolutely electric. It is going to bring a lot of, it's going to be cool. We're going to make it as cool as possible, I'm pretty sure. Nor,
we might even pop some champagne on stream.
Oh my God, I got to do that late though. I almost want it to over because I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
My man's Hexdex is in here.
You know what? We'll have the champagne ready, and we'll just keep on tagging Richard Hart, and then once he enters the stream, we'll pop a bottle.
Yes. Well, we want to, you know, I don't know, dude. I feel like the day is going to be wild, dude.
Oh, I know it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all sorts of marijuana. Ooh, I didn't mean.
No, that's fine. It's legal.
Yeah, it's legal. You're right. I'm gonna get all sorts of stuff like that, and I'm just going to be chilling at my computer and really just trying to harness my inner Chad. Guys, we have a special.
What's up? Audio here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. No, I never took the stream gear on the road, so I was like, I got this.
Here we go, man. It looks great.
I was just hanging this weekend with Ballet Brand. So
what?
Yeah, we met up here in Portland. There's a guy, Hex Jimbo, has this guy does 3-star Michelin food out of a food truck, bro. Stuff will blow your mind. So I found this guy on the Twitter streams back in the wintertime, and I was checking out his food, and I'm a foodie type guy. I'm a retired chef. And I'm like, bro, I'll totally fly out and like come and check out your food. So he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally flying out when it gets nice. So, and then I told Bally that I was coming out, and he's only a couple hours away. So he's like, yeah, I'll drive in. Yeah. So we just hung and chilled yesterday. He just drove back this morning. He's going to be doing streaming this afternoon. So yeah, fun times.
Yeah. Somebody just mentioned that I don't seem nervous when the stream gets dead, and that's because I literally don't care, and I'm very tired all the time. Like, no, I'm saying, but that was a very nice comment, because I appreciate that. That's a good thing. It's like when you have a positive attribute but you don't know it's there. It's like he's like, I like how you're not awkward or nervous and you just keep streaming, right? Like Sam could have got off and I could have been all like, oh, what are we going to talk about? But I was just like, why don't we just keep inviting friends on until someone comes on and we just chat?
Yeah, totally.
Isn't it better just to be open-minded and like open, like, because I could always worry about what people think about the stream, right? Or I could just invite a friend on. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean, it's better with like real people and like less of this. I have to have an agenda, or I have to have this like pre-programmed mentality of how things are going to flow. It's conversation. Yeah. I mean, last night we were having conversation. Holy moly. Like, yeah, we met up for dinner like 7 o'clock. Before I know it, it's like midnight and we're turning into pumpkins. But it was just great crypto talk.
It's incredible when you find like-minded people, because it's hard to find.
Yeah.
In general. Like in the internet, it's not hard to find, but on feet, it's hard to find. My experience, I can't talk to too many people on feet about the stuff that I think about. Nothing on them. It's just the way it is.
Sure. Yeah.
What about your fitness journey? Let's talk about it. I saw a shirtless picture of you not too long ago, and you looked really good. What's going on? Where are you at with things? How are you feeling?
Okay. I'm feeling great. I mean, mental clarity and stuff like that. I was just telling my dad back in New York, I felt like I was back when I was 35 before I got married type thing. I started doing this actually, just this whole idea change that I had after the Vegas meetup. And my situation was I got hit twice, like in 6 months with the COVID stuff, and it just decimated me. And I went down to 150. When I weighed in, I was 150.4 pounds, and just like, I just changed the lifestyle. I mean, just woke up one morning. It's like, I'm not eating fast food. I'm not eating frozen food. I'm just going healthy and clean. Can't hear you, sir.
What sparked it for you initially? Was it just self-reflection?
Yeah, well, it was one of those things like, when you're sick that way and you can't eat for 10 days and just drink water, it's like, I'm like, not like this. I'm like, I'm not going out.
You used it as an opportunity.
What's that?
You almost leveraged it as an opportunity.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it was
because you flushed your system out and you were like, well, this is a good place to start.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we did a lot of tipping, back in Vegas and stuff, and just totally eliminated that. Bally and I were talking about it last night. It's like, we just cut out the nonsense and get to it. But I just posted, I was teasing Sam this morning because I'm at the hotel and I'm like, no excuses, man. Like, even though we were up till like talking till like midnight last night, like 5:45 this morning, down in the hotel gym and just getting it done. And, yeah, I'm at 100. I'm averaging between 163 to 164 pounds right now. It's probably been, figure I started kind of a week before the fitness challenge, so it's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah, man, you've absolutely been crushing it, and your updates are motivating to people, because you were one of those guys who was really on the fence about, you were like, I don't know if I want to show a bunch of pictures. I'll still do it. And then you said, screw it. You were like, just like you did with the food when you got sick or when you were when you lost all the weight and you weren't eating, you were just like, screw it. Like, I'm just going to use it, because you've done enough of life experience at this point. You know it works. You're like, I've done this before with other stuff. You just got to dive in.
Yeah, and I'm not doing it for other people. I'm not doing it for clout chasing. I'm not doing it because, what others may respond positively or negatively back to me. I'm doing it for me, Yeah, bro. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, and Bally and I, he's a great friend. Him and I have had conversations since the first time we met up in Vegas. And shout out to my boy, this guy is 100% real.
In person, on screen. He's the best dude.
Yeah,
he's the best dude. Period.
and him and I were talking about it, is the fact that, it's like, the whole aspect of just, like what you've done. We talked about you, in a very positive light. It was like, I told him, I said, I am so appreciative of what you and Sam are doing with the Crypto Fitness Challenge, because of the fact that it's, it's bringing something that's needed. You filled a niche that like nobody capitalized on, and you're doing it excellent. You're just crushing it. And, there's so many positives that are coming out through the community, because they're tying their crypto, their health, their lifestyle, which, all great, kind of Richard Hart type inspired ideals. Because I told him, I'm like, we've got all this money. It's like, we might as well live as long as we can to, enjoy it and share it with others.
No, I 100% agree. It's just, yeah, no, I 100% agree. All these people, I just came in from my community self-help. The community I'm in cares more about heart health and finances. And I swear they do.
Yeah.
Period. Like they pay attention to their heart health, and they could care less about their crypto investments compared to that. So it's like, I'm even with 1% of that, I'm not necessarily like that, but like a lot of the people I rolled with were. So I brought that into here. I was like, y'all are older. You guys got to check your shit quick.
Yeah.
Like, we got to survive this shit. Like,
no.
I'm 28. I don't need a heart check. Like, I need my boys to get heart checks so we can keep this thing moving. Like, Richard included, everyone included. It's just like, if you're 35 years or older, you need to go to the doctor and make sure you get a coronary artery calcium score.
Oh yeah, I got that on the checklist. I'm 54, bro. So,
well, you know what I mean? I just say that age because that's when they start accepting it through insurance or whatever. Like, they don't do it for me. They wouldn't even let me go in there and do it unless I paid out of pocket. But because it only reflects at a certain age, because plaque buildup over time degenerates and regenerates. But like at a certain age, you can tell. But when you're young, it's a little bit more variable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, there's lots of nuance to all that stuff. I don't want to go into that. Let's get into crypto for a sec.
Okay.
What the heck is going on? Your opinion, you've been in the market. You've seen this stuff happen generally over and over again, probably to an extent. What are you seeing now that's different maybe from past experience? And what is Hex to you, kind of that difference? Because clearly you're like a Hexican full-blooded.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Just kind of give people a frame of reference. I first got into crypto November 4th, 2016. Bought my first 3 Bitcoin. Back then, it was $634 per Bitcoin. And that's kind of how my journey started. So I've seen, some of the rodeo, with the ups and downs through the 2017 cycle, what we're going through now. And I mean, the biggest sea change, outside of what we're seeing, what's going to happen with the Pulse Chain launch, which is just going to be such a positive, effect on the company. But some of the stuff like Sam was talking, like the S-curve change and the adoption. I don't watch television. I'm here at the hotel, so there's TV there. So I turn on the news cycle this morning, and the 2 top stories, like leading off at like 6 o'clock in the morning, were one, the unfortunate, shooting in New York, but also the second.
When was that?
That was last night at a grocery store. A grocery store, 10 people killed by some like 18-year-old, just random senseless violence. Horrible shit. Terrible. And the second news cycle item was cryptocurrencies. Is the market doomed? But see, the fact that they're they don't know, what they're talking about to begin with, but the fact that that's leading at a 6 o'clock, time on the news channel tells you the interest that people outside of crypto are starting to generate towards the market. Because if it didn't lead, if it wasn't popular, they're not showing it. But market down cycles, I'm still locked in. I have my, what I call, we were talking about, I have my last powder keg set for, I'm looking for that mark, I use BTC as a gauge. I'm looking for that, 15,000 to 10,000 capitulation dip, that capitulation wick where, it's over. I mean, we're not over yet. So we're still riding through that bear cycle. As a Hexican, I'm all positive about, launching whenever Richard decides it's time to launch. It's time to launch. But I'm all in favor of launching in a bear market. I mean, look at the success we've had with Hex. It's going to be that shining city on a hill that in desperate times, where do people look to? They look to places with answers, with options, with something that's like, hey, check it out. This is different, and I think we're in a strong position,
Yeah, no, I think we're in the only strong position right now. I mean, there could be some other good things going on in crypto. Crypto is very vast and large.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like we're clear, we're here, top 10, Richard's vocal, we're vocal. We have stuff all stuck all over the internet. I have guys hitting me up left and right, soccer players from different countries. Then they're like, how do I get into PulseX? That's all they're asking. Like, it's not like they're like, oh, I like your show. They're like, you know what I mean? I see your show and I see what you're doing, but like, how do I get in? Like, there's FOMO there. There's people hitting me up that are like, hey, can I just ask you a quick question? But real questions. And from people that don't have Hexagon followers. And I'm starting to notice it like crazy on Instagram. On Instagram, people are hitting me up and they're like, I saw your show and I started looking at your stuff, because people like to interact on Instagram because the DMs are kind of a little bit more gentle. Like, not as many people DM on Instagram as Twitter.
Gotcha.
So it's like I can actually get to them, right? Where in Twitter, it's like for me at least. So it's just, and a lot of them are stupid questions from people that just because I have a show, they think I'm just, but there was a guy yesterday, he was a soccer player, he's a professional, he's from like UK or something, and he was just asking me like, what's the best play? Like, I don't have much, like, what's the best play? And I was like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I gave him a little spiel, and he was like, thank you so much, I appreciate it, and I'll see your show. And I was just like, dude, this is working. This is better than I could have imagined, because I wanted to use my onboarding skills in a different way, because direct onboarding, in my opinion, like on feet for me, isn't amazing, because I already got all the people that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is just like a pleb. Or the people that I wanted that weren't plebs just didn't buy it. And I was just like, all right.
Yeah. It's, and that was part of the topic of one of the several topics that we had last night, was the fact of like, at this point, it comes a time, and I've seen it put out, is like, hey, use the test net, ask your questions now, from a lot of guys, that are influential in the community. And they're like, because come launch, like, I'm not going to have time to answer, a million questions type thing. Like, I'm telling you now, and I've been a big proponent of, is like, try the test net. I mean, if you're not doing it, you're doing yourself a disservice. But the onboarding stuff is like, people who want to will figure it out. Like that guy you're just talking about. It sounds like the conversation is like, hey, just give me the layout. I'll do the research. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, I go up to smart guys and I'm like, you trust me? They're like, yeah. I'm like, you better start looking into this shit right now.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm just like, stop playing around. Like, Ruskina, the fitness challenge has already started, but you can go to cryptofitnesschallenge.com and check it out. And the pre-sign up for the next one will be soon. The next one's going to be totally different-ish, like similar, but I can just do whatever I want. I'm going to just think of some fun stuff. And because, I wanted to get better at it too. It's like, it's almost like an art. You got to kind of do it in a way where it's not super hard for the people, but it's also not super hard for you, but you want it to be. So there has to be a little bit of like natural incentive. And I think I created it pretty well with that one. Like, people were like, this is cool. It's just like everyone getting better. I don't think anyone cares about the money except for like a couple younger guys.
Yeah.
And that's what I want everyone to know. Like, that's just like for the advertising. It's fun. I want someone to get some money. It'll be cool. But in general, it's like there's 450 people signed up. Like,
is it 450? That big?
That's how many signups. So
okay. Yeah.
But I think 250 are active.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I thought we were looking around the 250 number. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
450 and about 52% are active.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrecked myself over the past 2 days as far as the numbers.
To officially meet you on screen.
I'm sorry, what?
Pleasure to officially meet you on screen.
Oh yeah, you too, Bullish, bro. I still appreciate, and I talked about that video that you did on the pie and the Trezor.
Why don't we talk about that for a second?
Okay, yeah, sure.
I don't think anyone in here even knows about that. I mean, a couple people do, but like for the most people, this is actually a really cool video. Do you want to pull up the page that it's on, and I'll drop, or you can drop the link?
Sure. Give me a sec.
Oh yeah, no, you're in your car. Here, let me.
No, I'm back home already. I had to. I forgot my wallet, so.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I got you.
Did you get all the way to the checkout?
Pop that stuff up.
Halfway through, I realized. I'm pulling it up now.
GRC haircut equals launch imminent.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, this haircut makes me feel sexy. I was walking around in downtown somewhere today, and I was feeling good. I was like, man, I forgot what it's like to get a frisky, nice haircut. And it's nice to let yourself go and then realize,
clean it up.
You can always improve, right? Everything in life. It's like people think I got all my style and stuff figured out. I wear sweatpants and shit every day. I wish I had my style figured out, to be honest. Like, I don't. There's a lot of stuff, and like, it's just little things at a time. Little things. Like, you know, when I get in the position where I can buy a bunch of clothes, maybe I'll go just do a whole splurge, and I'll just make that a little bit more important in my life. But for right now, it's just like, just got to keep moving forward. I'm like carless right now. Like, that's my main problem. Like, I got, oh yeah, guys. So this is alpha stuff. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about at all, you're with the 99%, including myself. So go ahead, Bullish.
So I know some people know about this already. Some people do not. So, you know, there's all these recommendations on having a dedicated computer for crypto, whether it's a dedicated computer, dedicated laptop. So I was just trying to offer an alternative, cheaper solution that still accomplishes the same goal. So Raspberry Pis, on average, you know, they're under $100. You get a Treasure for about $70. So for under $200, you can pretty much get a dedicated crypto computer and a hardware wallet. That's portable and safe to use because it's Linux based. So I'm not gonna go through the whole video, but I'll just scrub through you know, just a few of the points so people get an idea of what we're talking about. This is a Raspberry Pi. This is actually what it looks like. So as you can see here, it's very small, very capable. And like I said, I'm just gonna scrub through it. I go through the whole installation process, how to set it up from scratch, how to set up your Treasure Suite. How to connect your MetaMask. So yeah, so if you guys are you know, interested in getting a dedicated crypto machine and a hardware wallet, you know, for under $200, I'll drop the link in the chat. And at the end of this month, I'm gonna be going full-time Web3 crypto. So I'll be creating some more content related around.
Nice. Yeah, I went with that one. I think it was oh god, who was it? Crypto King that
right exactly, yeah.
So I got the little white keyboard. It's all contained in the keyboard, and then you just connect the mouse and the external
so actually the next video I'm gonna do is gonna be specifically on that one, because the i4 is pretty much sold out everywhere, but the keyboard one is essentially the same thing. It's just integrated into a keyboard. So my next video is gonna be on that, because there's plenty of stock
dude,
for the keyboard one.
Those things are slick. I mean, when Crypto King first mentioned it on a video live stream that we were doing, like literally the company sold out like super fast.
Yep.
And now they've got them back in stock and stuff like that. But
So I'll be creating more content around that. You know, continuing to elevate the show and you know, try to get into some Web3 development stuff and continue to help out other content creators. You know, get out there.
We're excited for any content that Bullish whips up. That's for darn sure. No, Raspberry Pis are sold out because they've been using them for mining and cryptos. Are you talking about 18 node mining?
If you look for the Pi 400 keyboard, that's available everywhere, because they're producing those like hotcakes right now. I'll pull it up on the
Pi 400 keyboard, guys. You heard it. Pi 400 keyboard.
I'm gonna share it here so people can see it. So if you buy this model, it's essentially if you buy this model, it's essentially exactly like a Raspberry Pi 4. This and this are the same thing. You're just getting a keyboard integrated. It's literally the same thing. So these are readily available pretty much everywhere. Plenty in stock.
Nice.
And the benefit to this is the price, right?
The price, portability. You know, you can easily hide it. You know, it can easily be updated because it's Linux software. Everything runs off of Linux, so you'll have no issues updating it in the future. Like, you know, technically the hardware won't be outdated because you can pretty much run Linux on anything.
When you say everything runs off Linux, what does that mean?
Everything, the entire web.
What is Linux?
Linux is just an operating system. So web servers run off of it. Data servers, file servers. There's a few instances where it's Windows only, and that's like a lot of like .NET applications and stuff like that. But for the most part, majority of the internet and everything we're interacting with is powered off of Linux.
Unknown, right?
No, it's actually known. So like, but yeah,
yeah,
man.
I know, but
Yeah.
generally people are like, when you talk about the major of the populace is OS and Microsoft Windows. I mean, so
Right, exactly, right.
People are like, what is this strange Linux product you talk of? So
yeah,
sure.
and the good thing is that once people get into it, they realize like, oh, it's not that difficult. Especially if you're doing like basic stuff that you would do on any regular Mac or Windows, you can pretty much do the same thing on Linux. So
Can you when it comes to buying Raspberry Pis used, and I don't buy any of this stuff. I ain't never bought any of it, but I see them online all the time. So can you clear them in some way or like check like visually that they're okay? Or is it not if it's third party in any way?
Yeah, like for me, like personally, it's not really that much of a concern because I'm not doing anything I need to worry about. Like, oh my god, like, but for the purpose we're using it, it's perfectly fine. You connect behind a VPN, just give you an extra layer of security if you want.
Crypto Curricula Orca says treasures can be hacked, ledgers can be hacked, things most folks will never need to worry about, but you can just create your own cold storage wallet.
Yeah, and my current argument to that is that everything can be hacked. So
what does he mean when he says create your own?
You can pretty much use like for example, you can use a Raspberry Pi to create a like a wallet, basically. You know what I mean? Like, so your Raspberry Pi can be a wallet. There's so many different ways you can
use a wallet.
The same way we're using like MetaMask and Treasure, you can pretty much configure open source software.
Oh, so you literally just put in the software yourself.
Yeah, and like and if we're gonna be honest, like a lot of the stuff that's powering the software on these devices, I'm pretty sure it's Linux based.
Yeah, Linux is open source according to PVM Crypto.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Treasures and Ledgers, whatever software they're using internally, is probably Linux based.
Not true. I can create a cold storage that has never been touched by any other human, and that can be multi-sigged.
Not true to what? I'm assuming he's saying that it can be hacked. Technically, anything can be hacked. Yeah, if you've never connected it to the internet or another human, yeah, of course you're not going to get hacked because technically it's not visible for anyone. I'm just saying that technically, if we start thinking that way, anything can be hacked. So for the novice person who's not that tech savvy like you and me, Orca, I wouldn't even bother them with that because they're just going to be paranoid all the time.
Yeah, I've absolutely, over the last 2 days, I'm 100% ready for Pulse Chain. I have all my security absolutely locked in right where I need it. And it it took just about up to like a couple days ago because, you got to get the stuff in the mail that you want. And like, I had a couple of things I was getting, and I feel so much better at nighttime when I go to bed because I'm like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with the testnet. So I'm like, I'm not playing with the testnet as much as I should, but I do get on there to do the things that I know I want to do. And I'm going to obviously like have more time moving forward. But guys, if you get your security situated with separate devices, I'm not a rich dude and you don't need to have separate shit. Trust me. You just need to get another computer, a couple treasures, and a brain, and a notepad, and some focus.
Yeah.
You need some focus. You have to sit down with yourself. And I know, guys, I know exactly. I'm talking to the 75% of you guys that just have it on your shit and you don't think about it much because it's not that much money and you don't really care. But I'm telling you, when it all gets taken from you, you will really care.
And one last thing before I drop down, please, people, do not overthink this stuff. Like, think about it, but do not overthink it because you're doing yourself a disservice. There's plenty of information out there to ease your mind and make things easy. So, if you're whatever you're worried about, do not overthink it. Take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
Go on YouTube, go on Twitter, ask your questions, but don't stress yourself out by overthinking stuff before you even got to the solution.
Yeah, I mean, like if you don't know anything, and trust me, I'm a noob when it comes to like the Raspberry Pi stuff and stuff. I just wanted to find out more, and it was interesting to me. But like, K4K put out a very good security crypto video, and that's 100% applicable, for people using, basic software stuff, or, like, hey, I use a standard Microsoft, and ways that you can be secure. But better something like that than just having something on your phone or, just playing loosey-goosey with a piece of paper that, may or may not get lost. Valley and I were talking about, our mistakes along the crypto journey way. I still remember, one of mine was early on. It was only like 3 weeks after I bought my first Bitcoin, and I set up this wallet app that was on the phone, and I transferred like $97 worth of Bitcoin to it. Not a big deal, right? $634 per Bitcoin, put 97. Well, number one, I never wrote down my seed phrase. Number two, I figured I was going to be smart. So I was going to take like 2 passwords that I used and like merge them together. Well, that and 3 glasses of wine, I promptly forgot the password I used. Needless to say, I cannot access that wallet. So, I laugh every time because I do the math of what $97 worth of Bitcoin back then is worth now. But learn, it's part of the learning. It's own that journey. And but you don't have to make those type of mistakes. There's so much good content and information within the Hex community that people have put out for security. Just avail yourself of it.
I'm telling people it's not even about the content. It's about looking in your mirror and telling yourself that you need to sit down and pay attention for a minute, because people are just anxious. I don't know what the point of anxiety is. I have the same problem. Like, I get anxious and then I'm just like, that's something I could do tomorrow, right? I could do that. I could have done what I did yesterday with my security tomorrow. But at some point, you just got to get your checklist and you got to write your stuff on your checklist. Bullish, he was asking where he can safely get a Raspberry Pi. What are you the most excited for as far as going into Pulse Chain? Like, what are you the most excited for you individually, like with the place that you're at financially, maybe the resources that you could use potentially, stuff like that, like Pulse X? Is there anything you're looking forward to in particular as far as maybe a better way to move your money around? Maybe like, because I know a lot of people are excited about the Pulse X staking feature because they keep their Pulse X, right? So just tell me a little bit about what you're excited about.
Quite honestly, I mean, I'll join the club on that one. The Pulse X staking feature is just, it's #FA. I mean, and it really is, bro. I mean, and it's so simple. It's like no brainer. Don't get rinsed. Don't overthink yourself. Just, execute. But, we were talking about this last night, and, and I'll say this for at least 80 to maybe even over 90% of people, because I get DMs and stuff about, hey, what's your strategy? What are you going to do? And stuff like that. And I'm like, you see these 2 thumbs? Just sit on them. I mean, like, do nothing. I mean, we were talking about the buzzword of ratio trading, how that popped up before pre-launch. And, and people are like excited because they're like, oh, I've got more PLSX. I'm going to swap it, for PLS and the ratios. And you can have the best strategy in the world. And I think, who was it that said the other day, like, all that stuff can go right out the window the minute like Pulse Chain launches. You get a curveball out of left field. But I am excited for the PLS staking. I told David I'm probably just gonna, end up, putting my PLS validating with David. David Feeder has been great contributor to the community, and and hey, people are like, oh, you're not gonna make that much. You should think of like more. I don't need to do that, bro. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I am solid. I'm like, there's so much I don't need to do. So I'm just going to see what others say.
I don't even really think people understand ratio trading, because it's like, I don't think they understand the automated nature of it to an extent. Like, random people think they're just going to be making killer buys like for an hour or two. Like, does that happen in crypto? Like, no, it figures out what's up quick. Well, it'll find the big money quick, right? Like, they're going to get what they want fast and automated.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like gym rat, like, oh, I have 10 grand today. Is that 2.1? Oh, let me pay these 3 fees. Then, so, like, it's more, I want people to know, and like what you kind of said, we need to relax. You need to get your blood pressure down. We need to kind of focus on what's actually going on. And then we need to just execute our plan. Do you have a particular plan? Are you a guy that kind of comes out with a plan, or are you just like steady Eddie, like, I'm just going to relax as I move forward? Yo, What the heck is up, Max?
Is that RH Maximus?
Yeah, dude. I saw a video. This dude, this could be a crazy episode because there's not too many guys that think like this on YouTube. I saw a little clip of his video. He pays attention. I like that. He's thinking. And that was a great point about the we can talk about that more too, because that was before I was around when actually we'll just bring him on. Guys, RH Max, let's do a little sweet transition. And he's gone.
There, he's back.
What up, bro?
He said sweet transition, and I was like, oh, my headphones, where are they?
You're a little bit bogged down, like you're not talking into your mic, but I can hear you.
How about now? Okay.
I can, but it's like it's faint.
Light.
He's all right. He'll come back.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Hey, come back when you get that figured out. So yeah, we were.
So plan. I definitely I have written out strategies. I've shared them and stuff like that. But long and short of it is I'm open and flexible. I mean, and like, why do you have to do something in the first 3 weeks? You don't have to.
Your awesome introduction. Every time I plug in the AirPods Pro, if I don't have them like connected on Bluetooth when I join the stream, it always does that. It always kills my audio.
Yeah, it does do that. You got to make it's either a plug-in and if it's a plug-in, it'll automatically do it. But if it's not, you have to manually adjust it. RH Max, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I saw on the stream there. It was like, hey, jump on Jim Rat Crypto's stream. Okay, yeah, you're not Jim Rat Crypto, but you sound like you know him, so I guess I'll come on. So
now, have you been in the? Do you guys know each other at all?
No.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sorry?
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself so I can have some reference?
Yeah.
So, I like your video off the jump. Like I can tell you know what you're talking about because that's a pretty detailed, nuanced point that most people wouldn't even care to mention.
Which video are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. We brought up a video of you talking about why they didn't swap to Hex before they sold. The wallet that you guys were looking at.
Yeah. Godwell in the 7777 ETH. That one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, Max, RH Maximalist, following Richard since 2017. Day zero, everything as far as I know. Gonna keep it going in that way. Just started a YouTube channel not too long ago, the RH Max channel, and that's what these gentlemen are referring to. Sounds like been pumping out content much as I can, interviewing folks. Maybe I'll have you two on someday as well. But we're definitely growing, and people seem to like the content, and it's been going great. I'm having fun just talking about RH stuff and Pulse and Hex and everything else.
Have you been focused and paying attention for most of the time, or did you have any lag periods in there where you were doing your own thing and you were like, I like this crypto stuff, or was it pretty much were you locked in?
Oh no, I mean, I remember CFD token. I remember everything from Richard doing 8-hour live streams of like in the dark way before Hex was even a thing. It was like, oh, we're gonna do this scientist thing with the David scientist guy with CFD token, and then that didn't quite work out. Kind of stopped talking about it, and then it was like, okay, Bitcoin Hex, we're gonna give this token. I can do Ethereum so much better than everyone else. Ethereum tokens, at least at the time during the ICO period. No, I think once I got into Richard, once I got into self-development, and then definitely once I got into Hex and saw this stuff was for real, there was no stopping. It was like, man, I'm just going to keep consuming, going to keep on the money train and the wealth train, the knowledge train, and you learn so much from this guy.
What initially sparked you to want to make content? And because clearly you've been paying attention for a while, and now did you like have a switch up in your schedule or something where you had more free time, or was it more just like you were just like, this is something I want to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was sort of, again, I've been around this whole time. I just haven't really been interacting and still the last couple months, but I don't know. I just thought, hey, this is maybe a good time. Like I see so many other people producing content. I feel like I'm a stable intellectual individual of some kind. I think I could probably do this. Doesn't look too hard. So I thought, hey, maybe because I always want to talk to people. I always want to share my thoughts. And if you follow me on Twitter, you see I'm not only posting a lot of Richard Hex retweeting stuff. I'm talking about.
What is your Twitter?
RH Maximalist.
Nice name.
Yeah.
I think I know you. I just didn't know it was you.
Yeah. I think funny enough, I think we had a run in maybe when I first got my Twitter account, and somehow you and Orca and a couple others thought I was a spam account. You remember that? And you guys were like, block this guy. And I'm like, wait. Don't
no,
block me.
I think I was. Oh yeah, no, that was me. You said something, and then I must have been just reading spam, and it was like similar, but it just didn't happen to be spam. It was like,
anyways, it was the most like panicked, funny thread though. It was like, no, guys, stop! Please don't block me.
I got noise popping through. Yeah.
Sorry, that's me.
You're good.
Playing with my phone.
So I think that was our first interaction. Funny enough.
What are you guys the most excited about moving forward? Not from a streaming point of view, but we're in a bear market. We got Pulse Chain coming out. What things are you concerned about potentially? Because I always like to go there first. And what things are you excited about? So you can go first, and then Hextech.
Okay.
We'll flip around.
Most excited about it. I think just we keep getting this timeline. It's I don't know. There's something recently on Twitter that was said it's definitely happening in May, which take it with a grain of salt. It sounded like somebody knew something. So I think everyone's talking about the timeline, but just what's going to happen once the pre-bridge comes. Like if you have Pulse, for example, are you going to get this insane deal because everyone's going to be wanting to give you their VHEX, for example, or their PulseX because everyone wants Pulse. It's just this crazy Pulse? Train. Yeah, everyone wants Pulse. Everyone wants And
what makes you say that? I'm just curious. I just for pure point of view.
It's because they miss the sacrifice. I think so many people miss the sacrifice, and they see the PulseX, which got even more sacrifice numbers than the Pulse, and they want in. They like this FOMO for Pulse right now, especially within the community already, is just insane. So the more people know about it, they can't help themselves.
I sacrificed a buttload, and I'm FOMOing all my fiat. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. I always tell people I'm willing to do 2 years in the cave with bread and water and just survive and just thrive doing this and having fun and going for runs, going for workouts. And I could do that for the rest of my days. I love it. So this is a perfect product for me because I can just dollar cost average my money that I make into it. Cause I'm not one of those guys who I don't think about money all that much yet. I'm 28 years old. That might come. There might be a time where I'm super hyper focused on that. I have not hit that point because I just can't. People offer me shit, so I just don't even see it. I'm I just want to learn. I just need to learn. There's too much going on, and there's too many fudsters. There's too many people online saying stuff, and I was just like you. I kept going on YouTube, and I kept hearing people say stuff, and I was like, "This sucks." I was just this could be better. This could be more valuable rather than more fluff, right? Because really, at the end of the day, we're talking about finances. It's kind of technical.
Yeah, I think what I like to do is interview people too. I like to get to know what people think, and more than just the Richard Hart ecosystem too. What's your morning routine? What gets you out of bed? What motivates you? There's more to life than crypto and money too. But hey, if you can have both, wealth, wisdom, happiness, hey, let's hit the trifecta. Let's get it all.
What do you think about the whole what was your drive coming in? As someone in a totally different position as me, you might have had money before, not money before. What was your drive as far as getting in here? Were you just looking? What stuck you to the community, and what do you think? Just your whole opinion on that kind of stuff.
Well, my whole drive, and I didn't come from money. I didn't have the silver spoon in my mouth. I mean, and I've done my story on with Nerd Girl and on Bally's channel. But my back history is, bro, I rode, I came from New York, originally from New York, and rode into Bozeman, Montana, broke as hell. I had a Volvo station wagon, my dog, and my Navy duffel bag full of my gear, no place to live and no job. So broke as fuck. And, but I mean, the thing with Hex, I was Richard Hart back in the days when he was doing self-help stuff. So I remember the whole fluid dynamics, Bitcoin Hex. And I mean, I was on board with who his personality was and the developments that went on with the Hex community. And I was day one from, with Hex. And being a fiscally conservative guy, I say this, I only went in with 25% of the dry powder I had to pull. and I didn't have a lot of dry powder. I'm the guy who went around collecting coins out of automobiles as an auto detailer for 2.5 years. Then I took all that change I collected, pennies,
that's where all my
nickels,
money
and
went.
dimes. Yeah, I got it, bro. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. But I mean, people leave it in cars they trade in, not customer cars, but cars that are traded into the dealership. And kids, the high school, or excuse me, the college kids that went to college, they would take the change and like literally throw it at my bay to the crazy old guy, the crypto crazy old guy. And I'd sit there, because it was like a game to me. I'm like, ooh, nickel, ooh, dime, penny, and I'd pick that shit up. I'd stick it in my mayonnaise jar, and and I that was my motivation. So yeah, I mean, and that whole delayed gratification aspect, I had that kind of mindset, and this is the perfect product fit for delayed gratification, because I've been delaying gratification on so many levels. I mean, my biggest goal first was to be debt free, and just before Hex, I got debt free, and like I had all my student government loans, everything paid. And so when I went into Hex, it was with what capital I had collected. Small beginnings, but great returns, bro.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like Hex has changed a lot, and now we're having these things that are building on Hex, and they're changing it even more, and in different ways. And I want to bounce this question off of both you guys, and I'm just thinking on my feet here about stuff I love to hear other people talk about. Maxi, the premium. I mean, it's delicious. I made so much on Maxi in a bear market. What the heck? So not made. I didn't obviously move anything, but you know what I mean? Like imagine seeing a chart parabolic in the bottom of a bear market when everything's going to dust. And all I had to do was 1-for-1 exchange, derivative play, my Hex for Maxi, just switch the name basically. And it becomes now more valuable due to the game theory I'm sure What do you think about that in the future of derivative plays in general and pooling, etc.?
I think it just makes the product, Hex and the ecosystem worth more. Like it makes the more products that come from, that build on top of Hex, the more people see, hey, this is not a game. This is people putting their money, their time, their energy, they're building teams, they're building companies around it. So I'm surprised. I don't know. I would say I'm surprised that Richard didn't come up with it himself. Maybe he wants to leave some meat on the bones as far as genius ideas such as Maxi. I think all these things that just are derivative plays, things that create value. I mean, they literally. I mean, you're betting the Hex in 15 years is going to be worth more than today, and a lot more, and the compounding and the hedron and all the stuff too. So, it's one of those things. I think it's going to keep happening. I remember when people said, "Oh, we need to start building on Hex. Like we need to start building around the ecosystem." Richard's going to come out with this stuff, but he would used to say, "I know a lot of people who want to build on Pulse." I remember him saying that, and I always thought, "Yeah, maybe we'll see." And I just keep seeing these products pump one after another after another. It's just blowing my expectations way out of the water. And I've been following Richard forever, as you know. It's like I just keep getting more surprised and more energized because it's happening. It's happening, folks.
And we have bodies. We have warm bodies that are willing to support it.
So
I'm
many.
here. You are here. Hextech here. Like, and we love it. Like, we love it. Like, it's not even like you think I wake up in the morning and I'm like strapped for stress. Like, you're wrong. This is absolutely lit. My life
during a crypto crash. If you're staked with Hex, why do you care? Why do you care?
Never have I had the intellectual experience that I've had the pleasure to embark on than this experience from Richard directly. His words to me, helping me understand Bitcoin, helping me understand Ethereum. When I had Bitcoin, I just didn't know anything. I just was in a course for like self-improvement, and they were like, if you're a man, you should be buying crypto. And I was like, okay. Like I go to Coinbase, and they were right, kind of like they were like, you should be trying to buy crypto. And then guess what? Yeah, they told me a lot of fudster stuff too, but like I learned it since then. And I'm just like you, like I don't trust other people. I learn myself. Like I'll ask 100 people and still read the white paper. Like it's just how I am, because I was in the bodybuilding industry and they all lie about everything. And I had to do the same thing over there. But anyway, Hextech, I want to talk to you about the derivatives play too. I mean, Maxi as well. What was your experience with it early on? What were you thinking about it? And what do you think about the future of the derivative products in general? because I think it is such a good topic.
Yeah. I mean, not to use a coined phrase, but I aped in on Maxi. So I was in a unique position that I had a lot of dry powder that needed to be deployed, because I was looking at the ratio numbers of the U.S. government coming out and basically saying, hey, we're inflating you're devaluing your dollar by 8.5% this year at just to start. And, we all know that's a different percentage in reality, but I mean, that's their numbers, right? I'm just using their numbers, what they're putting out. And I'm looking at this fiat opportunity cost that I'm missing. And so I'm just like, I'm not just going to let this fiat sit there and rot. So, I mean, I was just aping in for the first 2 weeks.
I handed it to everyone too. I said, 3 days before launch, I was like, the premium's going to be redonkulous.
But I saw early on and you say correctly, the derivative value play. Like if people, we were talking about that last night about, the alpha percentage, like if people really do the math and do their research, like
we did the spreadsheet live. So we
did. Oh, you did. Okay. I'm like,
we spreadsheeted it. Sam spreadsheeted it live with the 4x bonus on the Hedron.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And the only hard part is the speculative value of Hex.
Sure.
But we did it at a very, very, very conservative number.
Yeah.
And it was still just like blow your face off numbers. And it was just like, it's ridiculous.
And people say, about the attack vector thing. And okay, yeah, I get the point, but as far as
what's the attack vector thing?
Oh, just saying that because it's a derivative play and it's not the direct
third party risk in any way.
A second layer, a third party. But I mean, Richard did actually mention this. Like if you go back, there's a stream where he sat there and said, like, I am surprised nobody's done this yet. Like about the exact thing, a pooled stake, a shared pool stake, which I love because of the fact that there is no admin keys there. It is, contractual code. It's trustless. And, it does encourage, like for me, myself, like what I have there, as soon as it duplicates on Pulse Chain, like that stuff's going into a deep vault, that doesn't need to be seen until I retire at 69. And at the end of the 15-year stake for the Maxi token and redemption, I'll be hitting Social Security numbers, right? I'm like, that'll be a beautiful thing. But you were talking about exciting about derivative plays, like other things that are coming out, like Hedron. Hedron is a derivative play. I look at that, and I'm not saying this in a belittling fashion, but I think it's before its time right now. It's kind of like the little engine that that as economic growth and things, as we go into the Pulse Chain network and the growth and the development, that we will see, a stronger move in that derivative product as well. Now,
I'm bullish on, if I'm bullish on Shiba Inu, I'm bullish on Hedron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
If you look at these charts for the speculative value assets alone, like they're way more volatile, but Hedron's nothing like that. Like, and I'm just talking about pure speculative. That's just like the bottom layer of Hedron. It's very cheap, so people like to buy it because there's lots of zeros. That's like they love those zeros, right?
Yeah. What's that unit bias?
Right, and then it's just so I really do like Hedron. I've been looking into it more as I go through, and I'm becoming more bullish over time because it's a little bit harder to understand because you have to do a little bit of forward thinking with the economic mass when you're talking about the HSI stakes and the so it's a little bit forward thinking, so it's all speculative, but I'm telling you guys, it will probably move with Hex in one way, shape, or form, and people like to be on those rides.
Yeah,
those are fun rides to be on.
And I pulled the potato play like Hexo did. Like they busted on Hexo about the potato play because basically I went in for any of my short stakes. I minted my Hedron right away, and then for any of my long stakes, I just claimed them. It's a grand experiment. Honestly, there was no deep thought about this. I'm just like, this is my experiment. This is what I'm going to do. 50-50.
Well, it's not like you can stop claiming though, right? Even if you claim in the middle of the stake, you can, you wait a month or two, you get more Hedron.
Oh yeah, for claiming, right? And as
well, no, the claiming is just the multiplier lock.
Or sorry, the minting.
Yeah, so the multiplier lock's the only reason you want to interact with the contract, because you want to just make sure you press that button. But now we're about to be at 1x anyway, so really it makes no difference after that point.
But if you mint, you're one and done. So when I minted, like that's it. There's no more claiming afterwards.
No, wait.
What?
If you do
Am
it
I missing
first,
it?
yeah, no, I think you're missing it. I think
Okay.
so basically what you can do is, if let's say I had a bunch of stakes and I went on to Hedron contract for the first time, there's two options. You can claim,
yep,
which means that you're claiming that bonus and it's just going to start adding with that bonus, or you can mint. And that means you'll mint the actual tokens from the B shares prior, but nothing changes. You're still getting B shares in the future. You would just have to press claim in order to get the bonus. But I'm pretty sure if you press mint, you might lock in that bonus anyway. I'm not even sure you don't.
I think I think you do. And that's what I was saying too. You can mint. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if I went now, say I claimed Hedron a month or two ago, or I minted Hedron a month ago, let's say that, I can mint more Hedron now since my stake keeps going. So it keeps accumulating over time.
Okay.
So
yeah,
if you want to mint it, I mean,
mint just means eject to wallet. I think like when it's just like mint just means this can now be going to wallet, and claim just means we're going to keep it on the system and we're going to start keeping the numbers.
If you look at a Hedron portal, you can see how much you can mint right now. If you've already minted or already claimed or whatever, you can see how much you can mint today, and you can. And there's different, strategies around that and all that stuff. I'm just saying, technically, you can. You can. If you have a 15-year stake, you can mint it year 1, year 5, year whatever, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you know, both of you guys, if you don't mind? And if you guys just go back and forth, I have to use the bathroom really quick, and I can hear you. What
can we hear you?
Can you tell me about a little bit more about Hedron? Because I want you to know that I'm a bit of a noob with the Hedron, but I'm good at learning. But I just I went at it initially, and then it kind of got lost in the news because there was a lot of news, and now I want to revisit it before Pulse Chain so people can have the facts. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know and maybe some nuanced points, because you sound pretty intellectual, so you probably think about this.
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I know a little bit about Hedron. I would say that I know a lot more. I wrote a blog about it on the rhmax.org blog, if you're interested. So I was really deep into it when it first came out, and right before it came out, especially, I made a blog post called "The Case for Hedron," and why we weren't going to get emergency unstaked and all that stuff. Probably, all the kind of stuff that was going around back then.
Sure.
But yeah, it's encapsulated stakes. It's you can use the portal. I think it's hedron.pro /app or something, and you can create stakes that are basically become NFTs, and you can trade them, and you can claim Hedron, the token, against stakes that you have. And so claim versus mint, and I went into it on the blog a little bit too, if you want to read about it. But as far as I know it's been a couple months since I deep dived into this, but claim locks in your bonus, just like GRC said. And mint is you want to take the Hedron that you are eligible to get, that's based on your stakes and all that stuff, and you want to put it into your wallet. You want to mint those coins, put them into your wallet. And like I said, if you've already minted, you can claim and never mint for a long period of time, or you can mint. But once you mint, you can't claim the bonus. You can't go backwards in that way.
Yeah.
But once you mint, you can, if you got a 5-year stake and you minted yesterday and you're like 20 days in, you're going to be able to mint a little bit of Hedron. And then in a year from now, you're going to be, 380 days in, and you're going to have accumulated more days. And as far as I know, you're going to be able to mint more Hedron based on where you are in the stake.
Yeah.
Now, the part that I'm not so clear on is the strategy around, should you wait to the last day before your stake ends to mint it all? Like, what do you think the price could be in the future? Maybe there's tax implications on that as well. I haven't heard a really solid case, for waiting the entire time or not, or minting whenever you want some money to do whatever you want with, whatever. Again, maybe it has to do with taxes. I'm not sure. Definitely not a tax advisor. But yeah, that's what I know about the two biggest things to know about Hedron are you can create tradable stakes as NFTs essentially, and you can claim and mint it, and either get it in your wallet now or lock in your bonus. But the bonus phase is like GRC said, it sounds like it's pretty much over. So it started out at 9 or 8, 9, 10x or something, and then now it's getting closer to 2, 1x or whatever it is right now.
Yeah, and learn something new every day. I mean, like that's something new to me. Now I have to do. In my head, I'm sitting as you're talking. I'm like, I need to go and circle back on Hedron. Because it did kind of get lost in the news cycle, so to speak. As things have gone on. But I did
Maximus and everything came out. It's like, oh, Hedron. Yeah, that's old news now. It's been like 2 months. Like it's brand new. I like the way you put it about ahead of its time. I think a lot of people aren't going to understand it for a year or two. I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. And, and there's opportunity, costs, that are involved with that where I mean, I'll be honest, I've been a DCAer over the past month in some Hedron. So, especially, I saw that one right up. I'm like, oh, my DCA is over, even though really it's not. But it jumped from, it was like what, like 119, 118, and then it popped to like 170. And, and I'm like, that was a jump, now it's back. I think it's back trading like 124 or something like that, or 122. Let me just pop on Nomics here real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so
2x. Okay, so it's in 2x, right? Or it's in 3x and it's about to drop to 2x. It sounds like
131. So it's got like 5 zeros and 131. So.
Well, I'm talking about the bonus. So it says bonus drops to 2x.
Oh yeah, the bonus is supposed to drop to 2x. That's what I loved about them getting actually doing the shorter 1-to-1 minting feature with Maxi was getting that built-in Hedron bonus, because that's the dark horse to the whole derivative aspect of the token outside of just hex speculation. Like, if you've gone on to Maximus.cash and started adjusting those numbers, like everybody goes on and adjusts the hex numbers, but nobody really drops down. It's kind of like a forgotten thing, like about adjusting the Hedron numbers. But if you go into the Hedron, if you go to the Hedron numbers and like you do that 00 adjustment aspect, depending on where your stake is at, or how much Maxi you have minted, like that affects the numbers significantly. And I think people are really missing out on that dark horse aspect of the derivative play with the Hedron and the Maxi.
I don't think people realize that things can start to move together and that can become explosive, especially when you're moving together with hex and you have 5 zeros attached to your thing, because people, how people get, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, isn't it crazy to think about all the people? I know people that only buy Hedron right now because there's lots of zeros.
Sure. Yeah.
They don't even know. Dude, to be honest, if you want, I'll read this in a second. To be honest, they're probably right to think that way. They're like, it's attached to hex. Alex is 100% transparent. He comes on everyone's stream and tells everyone the little details, and people harassed him for months on end, including myself. And they came out the other side and dominated, in my opinion, the way that they reacted to everything, the downward pressure. And then the smart guys get to dig in and start buying. Like guys like me have a better opportunity buying Hedron right now. In my opinion, speculative. But anyway, what is Hedron? For everyone who doesn't know, I'll read this. Hedron is a collection of smart contracts that live on the Ethereum and Pulse Chain blockchains. Hedron builds on top of Hex to allow stakers to mint and borrow Hedron against their active Hex stakes, guys. Hedron also allows stakers to trade their Hex stakes at NFT tokens on any compatible NFT marketplace. Hedron has no admin keys and no kill switches, just like Hex. Hedron is completely decentralized with zero counterparty risk. Wildly bold statements. I love it. Amazing, if true, everything. I haven't looked into it enough because decentralized to some people means two different things, and you can kind of use those words as vaguely as you want, right? Because I get lost in that sauce quite often with the decentralized, centralized. I'm like, is there anything decentralized really? Like, come on, there's a point of failure for everything, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's well, I mean, decentralized, but then is someone running the platform? Is someone running the website? Is someone running, how many backups are they? You know, things like that. So there's the protocol may be decentralized, the smart contract may be decentralized, but the infrastructure around it that's needed to support it, that's where you need to look into more on these projects. But yeah, you covered the two things. I think that's what's beautifully simple about Hedron is it basically does two things extremely well. That's like its goal is to like make hex stakes NFTs and be able to reward stakers for with Hedron for staking. That's basically what it does. And I have David Peter on the show.
People that already staked, they don't necessarily need to sell it either. Like just because you're already staked, that's just your little piece of Hedron now. Like for the future, you're going to be a part of that. But the people that are going to be buying in the future are going to be different people. And yes, you could say everyone's just going to dump on your head. Everyone's going to dump on your head, but everyone dumps on your head. That's what people do. That's what markets do. 85% dump.
Cycles.
Dump on your head. 85%. What is that? That's a dump. You ever something goes 85%? That's a dump. I don't care if it's Bitcoin or Shiba Inu. And truthfully, they really move more similar than people would think. Not Shiba in particular, but all these coins is just sharper and less or more volatile. And Hex
used to have a lot of zeros on the end of it too.
Yeah.
And if you bought it back then, handsomely rewarded.
What do you guys think about these dog tokens that are moving forward? And I'm going to give my piece before you go on because I've been investigating.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been putting my investigation cap on, not because I think it's a rug pull or whatever. I don't think that.
I want PLSD.
Yep, and the PLS other D. There's two pulse doges.
I only know about one of the PLSD.
One of them's on Binance, but it was the original one, and the dude's a cool dude, and he was like trying to do this thing, and then the other dude was just like, "F you, I'm doing it too." But anyway,
community.
So I'm just gonna speak it how it is, because what else can I do? But like, so immediately I was red flagged all over because the dude was like serial marketing, but that's okay, you know, like that happens. That doesn't mean anything's a rug pull. But I was just like, this is whatever. But free money, right? So I haven't claimed yet, but I'm certainly going to, because they said it was 100 days. So I was just going to wait a while because I have to get all my shit out. I hate doing it. But the free money aspect, the people that are pushing it, I got confused when Hex streamers started pushing it because I'm like, that's the last thing this dude would do. And not because, but they were pushing it as if they own the thing. Like, why would they be so certain, right? Like I see little things when I see people go like over time, and these people were so excited to have this guy on. Where if it was anything else, they would have been absolutely like, "This will ruin your life potentially." So I was like, "Okay, all these guys probably work together in one way, shape, or form." So it's just be careful, guys. It's okay for people to do projects and make money, but realize people are making money. It's going to be volatile. Don't put all your bags in this stuff. Just be careful, okay? Just be careful. I always just like to preach people to be careful because if you get too used to free airdrops, I promise you'll click on one that ain't real.
Yeah, and those ones that ain't real have been going around. I've seen a few warnings lately.
I got nuked by one, pretty much, or I think that's what.
Oh wow,
nuked, like stakes and everything, like gone.
Yeah, there's been a couple out just recently.
Well, that's the problem with MetaMask too, is that it won't tell you if it's good or bad. It's. I mean, so I have a technical background. I had security. I've been doing work with big tech and security for a long time, and I took a look at the contract myself because I mean I don't know much about smart contracts. I never worked in that area, but you know I can read code. I took a look at the newest PLSD or whatever it was, and I was like, yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. Looks pretty harmless. But if you're an average user and you get on the website, connect to the app, you click like to do something, and it says, "Hey, this may do this thing," but it's like so abstract. It's like, oh, allow to use wallet. It's like, can you tell me what function it's going to call at least? Like, can you tell me what it may be trying to do? Can you draw me a picture? Like, there's so much more work MetaMask has to do this stuff. And maybe Ritual will create a wallet that has a better MetaMask.
God, please get me off MetaMask. I want off of MetaMask bad. I don't care what
it's belligerent in some ways. You can't tell what the hell the thing's going to do.
Guys like me, every once in a while, I get a little bit manic and I start going all over the internet. Now I have all my shit on other computers now, so I figured all that out myself. But before I didn't, so I know how people come in, right? I have good days and bad days on the internet. Like some days I just look up my work, and some days I start looking at random internet stuff, like, you know, not necessarily X rated, but just like whatever, like start clicking around, right? And before, I had no idea about security, dude. I'm a gym rat. Like until I learned about, I have no financial background whatsoever. All I know is about crypto. I never learned finance, so that's why like people like my perspective, because it's like I have no idea even about the other shit. I'm like, I don't care about that shit. And then people are like, oh, that stuff doesn't even matter anymore. So this kid's kind of right, because if you really think about it, it doesn't. But anyway, I wanted to. Now that I have you in here, I love bouncing these new ideas to two people that I haven't talked to too much. Let's talk about liquid loans real quick.
Okay.
And algorithmic stable coin-esque stuff, right? Because I say esque because it's all esque if you really look into it. Like it's all, none of it's exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same. It's just a pull and push system. What do you think about stable coins, pulse chain stablecoin adoption, and the potentials for the future? What is necessary for a blockchain as far as a stable coin? I'd love to know your thoughts.
I wish we had this conversation a week from now, because I got Jesse coming on the show on the 24th. Jesse from Liquid Loans.
Well, yeah, no,
I'm sure I will learn a lot too.
He's a whiz.
Yeah, but I mean, just stable coins in general. It's I mean, they serve a purpose. I think everyone acting like the market's melting down because some coin that, I mean, sure, it had some popularity, people used it, but I mean, it's not USDC. It's not like, for example, you know, Tether has its own stories. USDC has had a lot of controversy yet. UST, which is I believe the Terra Luna one, I never even heard about it before. And again, I'm sorry for all the people who lost money, life savings, all that stuff. But it's not as if like this is the nail in the coffin for stable coins. Like if you want to get in and out of position without selling it into cash and doing all this stuff, you need a stable coin. And there's plenty of them that work. And when there's only a few examples when they haven't worked. And I don't even think, has one even lost its peg before? Like has really lost its peg other than UST? You know, Tether has all the, we don't know we can't prove our funds or whatever, but has anything else ever went bad?
I don't think so, but something else rugged. Was it Tether? Was that the other day?
So I think Tether's deal was they couldn't prove they had the funds, so they weren't. Something about insolvent.
Originally, the funds were $1 backed, 1-to-1, and then it's like, oh well, we have some other holdings that.
But it didn't lose its peg, though, as far as I know.
Yeah,
so I saw something lose its peg that wasn't. But I'm going to look into it while you're talking. So,
but so if let's say there's 50 different stable coins, and in crypto, there's like 20,000 different tokens and coins and all this stuff. If 10 stable coins, if like a fraction of 1% or like 1% of stable coins lose their peg, is that condemning stable coins? I don't get it. I don't like, is anyone even using the ones that are going crazy bad? I mean, other than Terra Luna seems to be popular in some way. I just don't think it affects stable coins broadly. You know, USDC, there's billions and billions and billions of dollars into it. Coinbase is a company, it's going to be around forever. I'm not scared about that.
All right, Hextech, what about you? What's your take on that? You've watched the episode, I think, when we had Jesse on potentially. That was a really big episode. If you want to go back and watch that because he said it is everything you could say. You know, like he was argumentative, he was very good, he was neutral. Like Jesse is a smart man. I can promise everyone that. And he is driven. I can promise everyone that as well. And those are two good signs. So the amount of money in liquid loans is absolutely undeniable. Okay. If you look at it, it's for donkey donk. The God whale, or one of the big whales, is invested large. So not large compared to them, but like large compared to everything. So what do you think, Hextech, about all this stuff? LL, the stables, what people are saying. We don't necessarily have to talk about UST in general, because I think, just like Max said, it's kind of was like they just effed up.
Well, I'll say one thing real quick. Only thing that's a little concerning is the regulation that it's inviting, because on the news they're like stable coins, not stable. And then all the senators, all the people who are against crypto, they're gonna be like, well, I told you so. Let's go regulate. That's the only thing I think bad that comes from this, other than, people losing a lot of money, is it's the finger that maybe some of them need to point to stable coins for regulation. I'll say that.
Yeah. And to that point, I'll get to that at the end about what I think, because there's some nuances, things it's not just a straightforward, conversation. When it comes to one thing I'll point out, and I think I heard Jesse say this true, is basically if something's under collateralized, it can't function, ultimately as a stable coin and be successful. And I think that's one of the points that Jesse puts out towards with liquid loans is the fact that it's going to be 100% collateralized, if not over collateralized, as far as that goes. I definitely, I look forward to seeing it run, whether it runs on testnet or it launches after testnet. I know there's been some criticisms of like, hey, we want this and we want it now. And they want to put out the product when they feel it's right and ready. And so I understand both arguments. So I'm just going to take the back viewers. I will say this, when I hear what Jesse and the team is saying about, listen, we're going to put it out when it's right. I think of Anthony Bourdain from Cooking Days and stuff. And they talked about, I think it was Peruvian chefs. Like, they demand, hey, we want this. We need the food out. And like, they wouldn't give it to you till it's right. So if that's the case, and, all the people that are champing at the bit, I don't care if I see it testnet or after testnet, because from what I understand, it's not going to launch initially. Once Pulse Chain launches anyways, they're going to give the markets a chance to kind of seesaw back and forth, so that they're not allowing people to get in and get wrecked and get rinsed because they're making stupid, 110% loans that, get, washed. And, so I love the idea, and if it's functional, I think it's highly successful. The combinations there's with the loan token, and staking the loan token, with the liquidity providing, with the USDL and the ability to earn a little bit of loan token and some PLS, I think it's remarkable. Now, I do know that there was some discussion as far as the whole aspect of taking a loan. Is it an in-kind transaction, or if you take a loan, is that a taxable event that you're creating for
that's
yourself?
What I want to know more about.
Yeah.
I want to know about
and there's
how I can help people with taxes,
and there's not regulatory clarity.
He does the best episodes on taxes in the game. Your boy GRC. I did a full episode on that, but that's the one. That's the one. No, that's something because nobody knows. They all lie.
No,
they all lie. And Max is just like me. He must be, because I don't know much, but I know when people don't know, and I start to dig more. And so taxes is one of those things where I was like, tell me a way that you could go crypto to crypto without taxes. And they're like, it's a loan, so you don't have to. And then you're just like,
no.
You're like, hold on. People are just saying they never took out a loan ever on crypto. Neither have I. And I just say that. They just like to infer that that's something they do all the time. And then they give you the wrong information.
Yeah. If you say it enough times, it manifests itself, right? That's how.
Yeah. Beetlejuice.
No, I
seriously.
definitely think you want to get down to the ground and figure that stuff out, because taxes are importante. You want to get those correct.
And the way that's going to happen is in the political arena. It's going to happen through legislation to let them define their terms of what. Yeah, I think they're going to define. I mean, they are one way or the other going to define what a loan is going to be. All right. But that hasn't been 100% hammered out. It's barely been discussed. And that's the thing is, like, I get frustrated. I get a little hot when, about this whole aspect and topic, because listen, like, go and take $10 million out and then run to your bank with it and tell them, yeah, I'm just taking this, it's a loan.
But it's a loan. No, it's a loan. It's a crypto loan.
Yeah.
Crypto loan. Go to your local bank and tell them it's a crypto loan.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, sick.
If you guys cover it. That's just my perception thing.
No, it's true. It's true. You're right. You're dead on.
Do I want to see some definition and some clarity? And do I think that liquid loans hugely successful in space? Yeah, absolutely. 100% I do. So, again, it's not launching day one. They're going to come out with a product. So if the people are like, we need to see something.
What are people mad about on it? Pulse Chain's not even out. How can they even launch? It's not even out.
Well, they
Are
want
mad
it on
'cause they're
testnet so they can
on testnet.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
they
you what
want
they're
it.
mad about. I know intimately what they're
Okay.
mad about. They're mad about it being so similar in software to liquidity, but they can't get the testnet out. While other products of other things with less money, with less time, with less marketing, have shown the people something. And people were just upset. This is, if you want me to be 100% real, people were upset that they piggybacked off the sacrifice and they felt like it was sucking value out of what Richard was doing. That's the only thing people were mad about. But then sacrifices came cool after that. So it was like, it's hard to say, right? Like I did a bunch of sacks, but that was the first one. That was the first punch. Everyone was like, you're piggybacking off this value, and that's why you got the 50 million evaluation or whatever, like where maybe you would have gotten 5 if it was normal. So that's kind of why people are mad. Plus the potential opportunity cost, which is waiting, actually saying we're launching after Pulse Chain. Because imagine if Pulse does a billion X and then Liquid Loans finally comes out, and it's just like, well, I really wish I put my money there rather than there. So that's all that I know. You guys go into it.
Yeah. One thing I will say that I think is, some alpha genius stuff that people should look into is the whole, the LL token, the Liquid Loans token itself, because of the fact that it's not an inflationary token, and what's produced is kind of what's produced, and then the ability to acquire over time. I think that's going to have a power dynamic in the whole staking of the LL token. So that's if you want to research, I always tell people, don't listen to me. Go do the research. Don't listen, hear what we're saying, but really go in and own it for yourself. And people fail to do that. We're talking about, I remember on one of your streams, Jim Rat Crypto, was the fact that you had mentioned about, like, you had several different project people on early on, and then the guy's like, yeah, man, I got like into this sacrifice and that, and you're like, dude, I was not telling you to do that. That was, I'm not recommending. But see, people do that stuff. They're like, but Jim Rat Crypto talked about it, and it's like, just because I say the moon is blue and made out of Swiss cheese doesn't make it so. Like, go do your research. Don't be lazy.
I'm not mad at anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I look at things. I'm not mad at anything that's going on in the ecosystem. It's like, do you want 2 scoops of ice cream or 3 scoops of ice cream? You're getting ice cream. You're getting a shit ton of ice cream coming. So, like, what are you mad about? Like, it's great. Everything is awesome. There's so many shiny things that keep people in the Richard Hart ecosystem where we can all win. Like, that's such an amazing year. How can you be mad at anything?
There's no suck factor here. Who is it? Randy Hilarski. I loved his thing. In fact, you see it in the TikTok clips, like 2 minutes and 38 seconds long. But he's like, it is just his expectations is like when Pulsing launches, they're like, I expect to see like $100,000 in a year's time in airdrops, like just free money, after free money. And, and I'm just like, there's going to, Valley and I were talking about it. It was like, there's going to be so much winning going forward after the launch and over the next year or two that people are going to be like, enough winning. All right, stop. I've won enough.
I can't take it.
I can't take any more winning.
So many ways.
I mean,
yeah.
But people like to find things to be crabby and negative about. I don't get it. But.
Even Peter McCormick is saying hi to us lately. Even he came out to say hello to Hex. Things are great. Things are going great.
Oh, I'm trolling everyone online as much as humanly possible, and they're reacting, man. They're reactive because they're pissed, man. And they're pissed at their instinctual level. Like, I missed the meal. Like, I didn't get it. And this dude did, and now he's rubbing it in my face. And it hurts, man, because I've been on the other end of those bargains. Not really crypto, but you know what I mean? Where you made a bad decision, right? I've made bad decisions, dude, in my life. And I'm not even talking about drugs or whatever. I'm talking about like financial decisions that I thought were smart at the moment.
Yeah, like 2 Lambos instead of 1.
Yeah.
Can't have 2 Lambos.
Yeah. So what was the original question? So we got that.
Liquid Loans.
What do you think about parity? So that's another important topic. It's my co-host is dead set that it's going to be parity immediately.
I think
like almost instantaneously.
Parity with what?
Hex, P Hex. I was talking about And that's his opinion. This is just his opinion. He's not. He's kind of new to crypto, but he's a finance guy, and so he knows all about numbers. All he thinks is numbers. Everything he sees is numbers.
Bold statement, in my opinion.
No, me too. I totally agree. But he's just thinking on that. He's not an authority, and he would be the first one to say that. Like,
well, is he saying it's going to stay that way, or is it going to be like that?
No, he thinks that it'll lock in quick. Like, it's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, not financial advice.
I have
but,
no idea. But
why isn't PX going to dump like crazy?
Please keep talking. Just keep talking. Please. Just
like people, when it goes back to the first conversation, we were talking about, people want pulse. What are they like? You get an airdrop. Your instincts are to dump it a lot of times. So you're about to get airdrop of Hex on Pulse. What do you want on more than anything on Pulse? You want Pulse. Most people seem to be the sentiment. They didn't get enough to sacrifice. They want more because they think the price is going to go up. Whatever. They got, but they put all their money in
name brand factor.
Yes, and it is the coin of the chain. It's the native coin, right? People want Ethereum. Yeah. So I don't know how PX is going to be parity for a while. I don't expect it to be. I think it's going to dump like crazy.
What if it goes the other way and then Hex dumps and then they parity low? Like that.
I mean, so that's more likely. Okay, I'll give you my.
But when he says parity, he only means parity. He doesn't mean the price action going up necessarily. He doesn't think like he doesn't know about Hex as intimately as we do. He's not like a Hexican. He's been 60 days into crypto, but he's been my life coach for years. And this is how we started the show. So I was like, I invited him to Hex, and we've been learning together ever since. And it's the liquidity. I still am confused. Like, okay, so let me tell you like where I'm at mentally, and maybe you could fill me in. So like, I get confused. I understand if I have a pair on this side, and there's a DEX in the middle, and then a pair on the other side. When you provide liquidity to that, I just don't understand exactly how the price action exactly works. Like, because you know how when there's low volume, the price goes up way higher when people buy. So really, I just don't understand the nuts and bolts of like the price action, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you. I can explain how LP providers work, but yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know about low volume even. I mean, I would say low liquidity would make volatility. It's probably what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's like a very deep technical topic. We need like a diagram.
My bad. I think about this shit all day. So sometimes I'm like, no one's prepared. But in general, that's just what I'm learning about. Like right now, I'm learning about the nuts and bolts, just like everyone else, right? We're all trying to learn to a degree.
I'd say just on Hex 2 on PX that I think up until the fork, whenever the fork is announced, I think Hex is going to pump. That's what everyone expects. Like logically, that makes sense to get the PX in the fallout after the fork. But there's going to be that time period where it's going to go. It may go way up, and then the fork happened, and then all of a sudden, all these people have all this PX. And again, what do they want? They want Pulse. They want Pulse X. They want whatever they missed out on because now they got free stuff to give it away. They're not thinking about PX being the future of the Hex chain. They're thinking about, I got free coins. I have less than other coins that I want. I'm going to throw it in. So I think the ratios on the pre-bridge, for example, I think the ratios are going to be insane. A Pulse is going to be very, very expensive on the pre-bridge for ratio trading before it even has a price because everyone's going to be wanting to throw their PX in to get it or their Pulse X, either way. So if you have a lot of Pulse, you may get a very nice price even before it even has a nice deal ratio-wise before it even has a price. So that's why it's gonna be so insane. We talked about like this month. If Pulse Chain launches this month or even like early June, it's gonna be insane. Like the number of events happening back to back, 24/7. You thought crypto market trading was 24/7, so much crazier than the traditional markets. Talk about Pulse Chain launch trading and all the stuff that's going to be happening. It's going to be insane.
A daily stream at 11 a.m. Eastern.
You're going to be tired, man. You're going to be like, I'm so tired today. Like I can't sleep anymore. Like it's going to be. I don't know if you're going to wake up or not.
I'm a bodybuilder, so the one thing I got going for me is like I go to bed at the same time. I wake up at the same time. I'm very steady Eddie, so like that's why this daily show works well for me personally. But like it's not the style I would do if I was everyone. Like some people are fire at just presenting like one topic and just nailing it. And I just this is kind of how I am in general. I just like to talk through stuff. I'm entertaining. I like to talk and bring people together. Like what I like to do is bring people together because it just makes everything grow a lot faster. For me, like I want to learn shit. I don't want to wait my time, waste. I don't have to look up everything. I can invite guys on and, hey, give me the tax shit. You guys have done this forever. Like, come on. And then give me this stuff. Give me this stuff. And they love it. People love giving their information to someone who truthfully wants it. Like I truthfully want the information when I ask people questions. And that's why they love to come on the show, because I'm like, oh my God, like you're answering all my questions for me. I would have been looking this up anyway. You're incredibly valuable to me. It's like, it's a nice value prop. And it makes the community grow faster because guys like me can learn this and then we can just get on with it and get these streamers out there and just moving. You know what I mean?
It's a win-win. I mean, you're less confused. Everyone else is less confused, and we all grow together. I mean, that's the biggest part of community you could ever want. So no, I think it's fascinating. We have, you yourself, so many different streamers who are getting information out there that people, they're only going to Google so much. Then they're like, fuck this, I'm going to go do something else. You get some, if you're talking to them and they're listening to you and you're going over topics that make sense and you actually know about, like that's how people are, that's how you get them in and they don't want to leave. And if like, hey, we're the gym, you can go to McDonald's or you can go to the gym. Pulse Chain, Richard Heart Ecosystem, we're the gym. Healthy, wealthier, wiser, we're the gym. We're not McDonald's. Nothing against McDonald's, but that's the analogy. You're on mute.
I said screw McDonald's.
Oh. I came off mute to say screw McDonald's.
I think that this is a good place to stop, guys. This has been absolutely awesome. I appreciate you so much, Hextech and Max. Do you guys have anything you want to shill before do you have anything, Hextech? I know I'm gonna show your channel again, Max, because it's new and we got to get you some subs so we can get you rolling. What about you, Hextech? What you got?
No, not right now. I'm being pushed in the channel direction, but I don't like to be pushed. So yeah, I'll let things grow organically. But you can, if you want to check me out, I'm Hextech16 on Twitter. So at Hextech16.
I'll link you below.
Okay. And I just guys, don't get yourself rinsed. Don't get yourself wrecked. If you see airdrops and you don't know, or you're new to the community, look towards some of these senior members. I don't want to put Hexo up there, but like Hexo was talking, he's like the meat shield. He was talking to RG3 and he's like, RG3, did you like claim that PLSD? And he's, oh yeah. I got it. It's good. Then he talks the next day. What's your long-term strategy? Oh, well, I haven't gotten around to it. Like I'm going to do it today though. It's like, I'm the meat shield, but let somebody else be the meat shield, for you in a sense. So if you find trusted people, just be careful. And the other thing is don't feel like you have to do anything, sitting on your hands. Whales will tell you, whales done told you long time ago, you just need to sit on your hands and wait. I said that with Hex, do it with PLS and PLSX. You don't have to be the first one through the door. That's all I got.
Delayed gratification doesn't have to be hard. It can be fun. Go create, go write, go blog, go live your life, and just
go hang out.
You're staked. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Go hang out with other Hexkins. Eat good food. Have great conversations. Meet in real life. Don't be a slave.
You don't have to waste your life trading. It's insane. Like I think that's one of the biggest things Richard has taught this community and myself too. Is I remember when I first got in crypto, I was blazing. I would get up every morning. If I slept for 4 hours, I would be okay for the first few months because I was just all these coins going up and down. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. And then I just learned like, okay, this kind of sucks. I'm not doing anything with my life doing this. Like I need to go back to first principles here and start. I need to start working. I need a job. I need to start doing my job better. Stuff like that. So anyways, Hedron though, I was telling, I think when you went to the restroom, I was telling HeckDex that I wrote a blog a couple months ago that when I was deep into studying Hedron. It's on the rhmax.org/blog. It's on there. The case for Hedron, that's when the FUD and everything was going around too, really motivated me to dig into it and go into some of the fundamentals. But yeah, some of the technical details that people may find valuable to dig into.
Go ahead and drop that in the comments if you don't mind. Yeah. I'm gonna send you guys on your way. I got a coding appointment that I got to prep for right now.
Oh yeah, I imagine it too.
Fashion coders down below, guys. I'm sending you out. I'm sending
I don't think I can do comments. Doesn't look like.
Just go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks.
guys. I'm gonna
Thanks,
talk to you both
TRC.
soon.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks, Hextech.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jim Rat. Appreciate it.
Have a great one.
Peace, guys. Take care.
Boom, boom. Just like that. Get those dumb boys out of here.
Hello. I love your haircut. It looks so good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What up, Bullish? We're still. I didn't know if Bullish didn't think we were live or not because I did say we were going to go, but when you popped in, we need to do another 15 minutes. Fashion Coder, how you doing?
Okay. Thank you. I'm doing so good. I just got home from church, so thanks for having me.
There we go. It's a glorious day, is it not?
Yeah, it's so warm where I'm at right now too. And so the sun is shining. It's a good day.
That's good. What do you think? You got any like crazy news? Are you excited about anything? I know that we have a coding appointment tomorrow at what time is it officially for you? Just tell me whatever time is.
Was it 8 p.m. Eastern?
Yep, 8 p.m. Eastern. Perfect. 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, guys. We're going to be going over the Maximus contract. She's taking the lead. I'm taking the notes. And we're just going to see what happens. No, like, we're just going to look at stuff, right? We're going to interact with the comments and we're going to have fun. It's not going to be like, you know.
It's going to be so chill, but it's going to be good.
Chill, right? We're going to have a good time. And maybe that's something we can do moving forward if I can even catch on. Like, maybe if I catch on well, I can be like your, like, so you could show people how you teach or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Because that's something you kind of want to move into a little bit, or at least you mentioned, I don't know your specifics, but you mentioned like having some sort of coding kind of like group or course, or maybe something that a future goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. As you know, more of these pulse chain projects come out, they're going to be open source, and so I want to go over the code once they come out. But a lot of them I can't go over yet, so I'm kind of just waiting.
Yeah, no, I totally get it, and I'm gonna try to be learning it in the meantime, which I'm super, super excited about. What other things you got going on your channel? I'm gonna pull your channel up because some people here don't know who you are, I'm sure. And this is Fashion Coder. She is a crypto and fashion streamer. I don't know if she's necessarily a fashion streamer because I haven't seen any of those, but she loves fashion and she works in that industry of some sort, right?
Kind of. Like some of my customers are in the fashion industry, but really I work in like a product development type role. So I just work with companies that have products, which is every company.
Decent gig, right? You got a lot of opportunities. But so do you plan on doing any kind of like separate fashion? I don't know much about fashion, but
honestly, I don't think so. Like, I love clothing and I want to have my own clothing line, but I don't really know that much within that industry with, you know, crypto and fashion. Crypto stylist, she's awesome when it comes to that. Like, I feel like she's the one that's super in the know, but I'm not. So yeah, I don't really see my channel being fashion driven at all. It's just like one of my personal likes.
It's kind of like people think that this show is going to be about gym rat stuff, but to be honest, like I'll put gym rat stuff on Instagram, but like other than that, like I just like crypto. Like I love bodybuilding and I love doing like stuff around people getting better, but like at some point it's like it's not that important. Like you can give people details about those things that really want it, but crypto is something that like on an open-ended spectrum people probably really need help with.
Yeah. I feel like we're probably like one and the same. Like, you know, you're gym rat, I'm fashion coder. And so it's like, these are things that we like, but it's not really things that maybe we're bringing into the space. Like maybe I'll do these coding reviews and you have this crypto fitness challenge, but it's not like the main focus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally. I totally just did that because it's like a shtick. You just need a shtick a little bit and then you can get involved a little bit easier. I didn't want my name to necessarily be Hex because I didn't know nothing about Hex when I got involved with all this stuff. And there's going to be a lot of other projects coming out. So I just wanted to be really open-ended with it. But at the end of the day, there's too much stuff to be taught in crypto. Like people actually need help. People are actually getting their lives ruined, as you could notice over the last 5 days.
Yeah.
Many men have and women have really gotten absolutely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you heard the news. I know you might not know like all the detail about it, but like, what do you think about all that stuff? Like, it's pretty wild if you really think about it. Like, people lost so much.
Yeah, I think that's the saddest part. Like, it's just a cryptocurrency, but it was a lot of people's livelihood. And when you bring in like that humanity aspect of it, that's what makes it really sad, is like people are like losing things. And I saw someone tweet that someone committed suicide from it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like absolutely awful and so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because people put themselves in these compromising positions. And I mean, crypto is pretty much a risky thing. Like, to a degree. So if you're going to put all your money in crypto, I mean, you could say you're smart if it all works out, but if it doesn't, you're going to be the dumbest dude ever. So like, you might as well just like spread yourself out a little bit. Just like I do with security. Like, I have 4 or 5 wallets now. Like, I'm spread out a little bit more than I used to be. And I think it's the same way, like, financially,
Yeah. Oh, diversification is a great idea in anything, right? Like, it's things in moderation and being able to go between lots of different ways. Do you use hard wallets? I've never asked you that before.
As far as like Trezors?
Or ledgers?
Yeah, so I use Trezors.
Okay.
Personally. So do you know about that, or do you want to? I can help you real quick. Like, just understand it.
I actually have 2, and I've already I've
so you're just wondering my take on it. Like, you were just, yeah, I use them, but I have an account that I don't use it on. But again, I also have a different take. Like, I don't necessarily think it's 100% necessary if you know exactly what you're doing. But if you don't, it's more necessary. Like, if you are somebody who doesn't want to be like super obsessed with all of it, I would say the Trezor is probably the ease of access kind of like way.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I like that. And
Because
probably
people always tell you it's risky not to do it, and I'm telling you, I know lots of guys that don't do that and they don't care, because it's just like they have their stuff and they're 100% aware of everything that's attached to it. Yeah. But again, that takes another level of understanding that, like, I don't think the random people I would tell about crypto would know. So in general, you have to, when you're speaking to an audience, you would have to say that's the right way to do things. But in reality, there is some nuance there. If you know what I mean. Because it's just like, I mean, if you have nothing attached to a Raspberry Pi or a computer and nothing's ever attached to it, nothing's ever attached to it. It's just like, this is what it is. But if you're going to use other things on your, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So,
and just being smart about it too. And sometimes, when you're not aware of security, you can do things that maybe aren't as smart security wise. So yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
What's your biggest blind spot, you think, within the crypto? Like, not like knowledge, but like, like, are you really hard on yourself, or are you really organized, or do you pretty much just, is this easy for you?
Oh, I don't think this is that easy. A lot of things do click because I do have my background in computer science. So a lot of words that are used, I'm like, oh wait, like I've coded something like that before, or I've done something in that way. So having that background has really helped. But I've told you this before, like my background is not in finance. And so the whole financial like aspect of it, I feel like I'm still learning that and how like those worlds collide.
Yeah, me too.
It's hard.
It's wild because it's all full of deception, taxes, and misinformation, really. So going through all of it, it's like, if you really want to learn this stuff, you really have to know that no one's really giving you the right information, but a few people. Like, you have to look through all the salesmen and all the marketing and that has to be on autopilot all the time, because you have to, once you understand that that's a thing, you understand that that's a thing. You can't ignore it, right? If you see someone saying Pulse Doges is huge, and then the next guy says Pulse Doges is huge, you're like, okay, I see a trend here. Okay, like I got to pay attention. So yeah, like I think speculative value is the one thing that just absolutely blows my mind. Like people, like Dogecoin went up 64,000% for no reason. Like, that's wild. People don't. I mean, oh my god! Like, it was a picture of a dog. 64,000% from the bottom, and so people don't understand things like hedron, things like they think like, oh, if it doesn't work, if that, and it's like, no, if it's popular at some point. Like, yeah, the tokenomics, all that, but even at a baseline, like nothing, these things can become popular. So people need to understand that at the bottom, and then you can work on like the tokenomics and the game theory and the code, like from there. Because I don't care what it is, like Terra Luna could go back to $500 probably. You wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Nobody in crypto would be surprised because it's such a ass backwards world now.
Yeah.
True. Stepping up the hair game. Thank you, Ross X. I appreciate that.
Yeah, serious.
Beautiful eyes, fashion coder from Matey JH. I agree. So sweet. Thanks to everyone for being here. Fashion coder. I'm going to see you tomorrow night.
Yes. We'll be on stream tomorrow.
And that is classes in session.
Heck yeah.
But in a fun way. And we're going to be learning the maxi, or I'm going to be learning the maxi contract. She's going to be showing me a little bit of what she's all about with that stuff. And I'm going to be learning because I'm starting to try to interpret code so I can learn better. Is that the way to do it?
It'll be great. Bit Finesse said, we just need to all get smarter, learn more, do more. Code must be on our agenda. And I think that's so true, that looking at the code is really going to tell us the truth about these projects, right? And so I'm glad that I'm in this space and I can read code and hopefully, help you with that.
Yeah, no, I so appreciate you. And that's why I think you are awesome, because unlike stooges like me, you came in with some prior knowledge that helped you propel forward. Luckily, I have razor sharp abs, so people followed me. But I think in general, my learning curve was steep. I had to put in like 12 hours a day, literally, like just to get caught up. But I did. It only took a month or so, and I did. Mm-hmm. And now I'm here. But like, I would have rather just done it. I had to do family pictures today, and my sister.
How was that?
It was like a Christmas present. So my sister was like, "You can't come if you don't cut your hair," and I was like, should I do this or be like a mean like? And then I was like, no, I want to see the kids. So, and I wanted to look good again because my hair was absolutely disgusting. GRC haircut means launch in a few days. I 100% agree. Are you excited for launch? And are you going to come on to the 24-hour live stream to say what's up to the people?
Oh, I should. My dad and I were both going to take like the whole day off, and we're going to have a party at my parents' house.
What?
So, yeah. Too bad we don't live in the same state.
It's so cool. I'm so FOMOing.
It's going to be fun.
They're having pulse chain parties, guys.
Yes. Maybe I'll live stream from there.
Tell them to just come on for like 5-10 minutes, say what's up.
Okay.
Hey, maybe that'd be cool. Maybe you can set up the camera and be like pulse chain party, but don't be like, obviously, if it's
like look.
Don't adopt yourself. There's a 24-hour stream. Yes, there is, guys. There is a 24-hour stream. Funny enough, you ask. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. My bad. Pulse chain launch, 24-hour stream. Guys, I am going to sacrifice my life and my sleep. Nah, just kidding. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited because I probably wouldn't sleep anyway. So we're just going to be all jacked up, making sure no scams, making sure everyone's locked in with their security. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be able to answer every specific questions, but like I'm going to every tweet that RH goes over just to keep people, there's going to be a lot of scams, pretty much.
Yeah, and there already are, right?
It's crazy. Do you have anything coming up today, or I'm going to pull your stuff up real quick and then I'm going to get off. Do you have anything coming up today? Any scheduled videos or anything?
I realized I've been going into all these projects like that are in the ecosystem of Pulse Chain, and I've actually never gone over what the Pulse Chain network is and what Pulse is. So I'm going to go into that, and I think I'll also do a video on PulseX. Yeah, my channel's been a little bit bare the last week.
That's all right. People are behind you. So as long as you just make a little content here and there, all your stuff is very good. And it's actually valuable, like there's stuff that there you can watch from before. Or I mean, whatever it's called, like evergreen content to an extent on some of the stuff, which is nice. It is nice to have content like that because you don't like get off topic, like you're just on topic. Like me, I get off topic every day.
But my videos are for short.
I dropped her down below, guys. Thanks. Give her a follow right now. Go say what's up. Go follow. I mean, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the likes, all that stuff, guys. She's a Hexican. She's a warm-blooded Hexican from a line of Hexicans. She's one of us. She's one of us, guys. And we're changing, you know, we're young-ish and we're like doing the streaming thing. So I think it's cool. Like, we got to be friends. We don't, you know, this is going to be crazy. Like, so I think we all need to stick together in order to stay really rich in the future and make sure all our heads are on tight, because in crypto, you get a couple $100,000 and then you start thinking about trading and like your shit's gone. It can't happen. You get excited, right? People get excited. You see like something like that. Like, remember you came in and you asked that question. You're like, you were just asking. You were like, is Terra Luna a decent buy right now?
Yeah.
Hundreds of people asking the same question, right? And we were all saying no. Everyone else was saying yes. And we were like, oh my God, this is sketchy. Like, people are actually willing to just buy this thing for no reason. And they actually drew back some of the money that people made on those trades. Like, they literally just like sent it back. Like, they just swapped it all back. They were just like, nope. It's just like, or whatever. They like, it's crazy, guys. Centralized ownership, centralized dictatorships. We got to try to stay away from that as best as possible. And counterparty risk along with the code. Again, we're going to stop it here with the code. Like, Hex, what's the best part about Hex? It's a finished product.
Yeah.
The code's done. I say that first things first, because if people know what, anything about what's going on, because that is something that sets it apart from everything else, which is awesome. And from a coding perspective, that's probably pretty sick to think about, like, that he came up with that and it was like doubled back because no one else did that.
Yeah, exactly. When my dad first told me about that, I was like, how is that possible? And it actually did raise a couple of red flags in my mind, because with being in CS, which is computer science, you do something called quality assurance. You go through and you test the product to see if it can break. And like, even products that I've worked on that have been around for 20 years will have bugs pop up that have that just happen. And so that was actually a red flag to me at first, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, what if something happens, something breaks, and then you can't go and fix it because the project's completely done? But it is very, very useful in this space. And no other projects like that.
Yeah, we're going to need you for some of this stuff. Like, there could be a time in the future where a lot of people need like help with, like, how quick this stuff happens. Like, and for more than just you, or more than just, more people, I don't mean it could be anyone, need to understand this stuff, because like, if we want this to work out long term, it seems like you and your family really do believe in this and love this.
Oh yeah. So
it's like, you're a young woman, so you're like, I'll facilitate a benefit in any way that I can, right, with your time.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. I just happen to be in a position where I didn't feel like working at my job anymore, so I was willing to switch.
Uh-huh.
And, but everyone's in a different spot, guys. You can provide value in a million different ways. Go to everyone's video that did a stream today and just do a smiley. Something like that, like, just, it's enough. Trust me, if everyone's doing that shit, there's nothing that can stop us, because social media and the internet, to an extent, is the marketing world now. So we can just control it. If we all have the money and the clicks, it's just like, eventually it just will win. And I think Pulse Chain's going to be the thing that really takes it to the next level. But now I'm getting too poetic for everyone. I'm gonna lull you guys to sleep, okay? Guys, it's been absolutely awesome. We're gonna see you tomorrow. 2 episodes tomorrow. 2 time. We're going crypto in the morning, general crypto news. We'll see who wants to come on. Then we're going 8 p.m. Eastern. We are going live coding class course. I don't know what I'm going to take. I don't know what it's going to title be, but it's going to be awesome thumbnail, awesome title, awesome episode. Really excited for everyone to be there, guys. Make sure you smash the like and do all the fun button stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Young folks, you dripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Bought my Hex from the fucking start. .1 every day we mark. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. By my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. By my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. By my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse